And what's good, everybody? Welcome in. Glad to have you guys back in the stream once again tonight on Behind Your Basketball, covering play-by-play once again. It's the first four right before the start of the NCAA tournament round of 64 tomorrow, as everything will be going down here. But if you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well, as I cover play-by-play of basketball action, college hoops, games throughout the March Madness tournament, also NBA games as well. And got a good matchup on the store here tonight. 11 seeds battling it out for a matchup to see who will take on Alabama, an 11 versus 6 matchup in the first round, and Notre Dame Fighting Irish taking on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights in this matchup here. Aiden, Bryce, Lucas, Abdul, Victoria, welcome to the stream. Everybody, Notre Dame record of 22-10, Rutgers record of 18-13. Rutgers got the lowest net ranking out of any team ever in the March Madness tournament to get selected. They had a slow start to the season for them. Losses against DePaul, UMass, and Lafayette, but they've been much better lately. Struggled with injuries back in November and December. 16-9 record, though, with their current starting lineup for Rutgers. Also 1-0 against ACC teams in a non-conference slate. They beat Clemson by 10 back on November 30th. Notre Dame, 22-10. 0-2 record against Big Ten teams, losses against Illinois and Indiana back in the non-conference slates. And both of these teams are on the losing side of things, though, in their last couple of games. Last 6 games for Rutgers, 2-4 record. They got into the field, though, massive wins over Purdue, Michigan State, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan, Indiana. So beat 8 teams in the bracket for Rutgers, and Notre Dame has 3 victories against teams in the bracket. The one that saved them is they were sweating it out Selection Sunday. That was the home win against Kentucky that they were able to get for Notre Dame. They beat Kentucky, beat UNC, beat Miami, and they are 3-6 against teams in the field. Rutgers with 8 wins against teams in the field, 6-6 in quad 1 games. Notre Dame 2-8 in quad 1 games. Vegas on the stream, welcome in. Alex, welcome in here, man. Glad to have you guys once again. Yeah, same with me as well. I still believe in Baylor. Potentially, it all depends on what type of North Carolina team shows up for the second round. We might see. I say the 1 seed to go down most likely would be Baylor, if I would say. But if there's something from last year, it was Michigan was dealing with an injury. They were the 1 seed. I know a lot of people were taking LSU in that second round matchup, and it didn't happen. That game was close, and Michigan started to pull it away. Michigan went all the way to the Elite 8. That's where I got Baylor in my bracket, is to the Elite 8. So I still got faith in them despite the injuries for Baylor. I'm not panicking about that one, but if UNC shows up to play, then it could be something different right there. Blake Wesley, top player this season for Notre Dame. Great freshman, averaging just under 15 points per game. 7 seniors in Notre Dame's roster. This is a big year to see if they can break out and make it to the actual round of 64 for Mike Brey, because he's very well in the hot seat right now, as there's been a rash of head coach firings lately. Frank Martin got fired from South Carolina, and today, Travis Steele got fired from Xavier. They moved on from him when they won their game in the NIT yesterday. They were trailing against Cleveland State yesterday. They came back and they beat Cleveland State at home, and they have a second NIT game, yet they fired a head coach today. So there's been a bunch of head coaches that's got fired. Probably much more happening as far as power conference teams coming up. There's a couple of those teams in the NIT playing right now, and let's see, Mississippi State, it's one of those teams that's playing, and they lost against Virginia, so wouldn't be shocked to see Ben Howland with any news sometime soon. And then there was another one too from the SEC, pretty sure, as well. OG, welcome to the stream. Landon, welcome in, man. Yeah, big win for Wright State, beating Bryant from the last game. Bryant didn't really play any quality competition this season. Wright State beat NC State by double-digit points. This is something to keep track of. Wright State was able to beat North Carolina State. Purdue outlasted them in overtime. Purdue needed overtime to outlast NC State. Yeah, Brian, welcome in. So, as Ravens getting Zadarius Smith, big moves today. I saw a lot of big moves around the NFL. Von Miller, I saw going to Buffalo. But Buffalo is probably going to be in the Super Bowl next year with that move right there. Yeah, that was basically a home game for Wright State because they're like 10 minutes away from the venue. So I think we're going to tip off in around 15 minutes from now. I know yesterday they took some time in between the games. Yeah, Wright State back on December 21st, they beat North Carolina State 84-70. The only team that Bryant had played that was like worthy of like high class level, that was Houston, and they got destroyed 111-44. So Bryant definitely needs to get into the scheduling column and make much better scheduling decisions, hopefully, in the upcoming years instead of playing teams in the non-conference slate like Rhode Island College and destroying them 138-83. I mean, a D3 game ain't going to get you anywhere but a Q4. I don't even know if it counts for that because they some of the schools they play were against D3. I think they played against Fisher for one of their schools with a D3. Hey, there we go. So Landy got both of the games correct already. Good question. I'd probably take Gino right there. Nada, welcome to stream. Looking for UCLA to meet up Indiana. Make sure to vote in the poll. Who do you got in this one today? Notre Dame or Rutgers? If you guys are doing a stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. So we're going to be tipping off in a little bit from now. The line for this one is right even for this game. Even on the line, over under 134. Notre Dame has the better record. Rutgers got hot like a month ago for Rutgers. Rutgers been playing some quality competition, winning some big games as of late. For Notre Dame, it's been a down season in the ACC, as they haven't really had like that much of an opportunity to play like solid games right there. I'm covering Providence against South Dakota State. So unfortunately, no Michigan against Colorado State because that's the first game, but Providence tips off a half an hour later. Yeah, I've got Rutgers in this one for my prediction. Rutgers been playing better lately. This team was dealing with injuries back in November, December. Just feel like Ron Harper Jr., he's got that clutch gene in him. He's got some big shots that he's been able to make this season. This game could go down to the wire. They could certainly use one of those. It's Rutgers' physicality going up against the perimeter guys of Notre Dame. Notre Dame's got a couple really good perimeter players. They're first in the ACC in three-point shooting. 44% by Dane Goodwin, 46% from three by Nate Laszewski. First in the ACC in made threes. They're only 12th in the ACC in attempted two, so it's all about the three ball. If Rutgers able to stop that today, they'll come away with a victory. Deshaun Watson, I'll predict to Carolina. B Squad, welcome in. Yeah, I've got South Dakota State too. Unfortunately for my Friars, that's a tough one, honestly. But you don't know. When nobody believes in them, they're able to win games. So it wouldn't shock me if they do. But looking at the metrics of South Dakota State, they're crazy. What's good, Johnny? Welcome to the stream, man. So we're going to tip off, I believe, around like 10 minutes from now, hopefully, like 10 to 15 minutes. There's like a split in between the games. Michigan's got the first tip tomorrow against Colorado State. Tomorrow I'm going to have a special guest on my stream. We're going to have John from Off the Wall Hockey come on board for the first round games Thursday and Friday. So that'll be pretty cool. Yeah, same with me, Vegas, honestly. All the close games that Providence has played in got blown out against Creighton. Creighton without their point guard in the last game, and they barely beat Butler. That's a tough one, because Providence hasn't faced, really good offenses all this season. That's a tough one. South Dakota State's number 2 in points scored. I think the line is really small. I think it's like a 1.5 2-point line in favor of Providence. That's the closest the line has ever been in over 30 years between a 4 and a 13 seed. St. Peter's played Providence pretty close. St. Peter's, I don't think they're going to have the offense to keep up with Kentucky. I've got Rutgers in this one. Yep, that's right, 7-10. Tomorrow, St. Peter's against Kentucky. That's a sneaky game. Vermont is super efficient. That's going to go down to the wire. That will go down to the wire. And they're good on the defensive side of the floor. I got to see them play on Saturday, and they lit it up with with Vermont. The thing is that the quality of the competition. I mean, it's another weight class stepping up right there. Yes, I hope to do. So tomorrow's streams, it's going to be 3 teams from New England in action tomorrow that I'm covering. Providence, South Dakota State. And then we got UConn against New Mexico State. And then Arkansas against Vermont. So that's the three streams I plan on doing for tomorrow. All 3 are going to be really good games. Unless Providence gets shot out of the gym, which they might for tomorrow. They might lose 85-68, potentially, if South Dakota State just shoots them right out of the gym in tomorrow night's game. But yeah, there's a lot of good matchups all around here that's like toss-ups. Michigan, Colorado State, Memphis, Boise State. Those are like toss-up type of matchups. Richmond's a sneaky team built with a bunch of super seniors. Marquette, UNC. Even Indiana, St. Mary's, Creighton, San Diego State, that's a toss-up. Murray State's really, really good. San Francisco, that's a late game tomorrow. San Francisco is without their big man tomorrow, Masalewski. So they're in some trouble. I think he's the number 2 scorer in the team for San Francisco, and they're without him. They were trying to get him back healthy, and they couldn't. Yes, I think it's going to be a close game between Murray State and Kentucky. It says tip time 9:10, but they tip off 30 minutes after the first game finishes up. So I think it's going to start in around 10 minutes, most likely. Anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes, probably. Last 5 years, there's been a conference tournament champion that's exited either in the first round or the second round of the NCAA tournament from a Power 5 conference. So that's an interesting nugget right there. I think everybody's brackets get wrecked if Longwood pulls off the Oral Roberts. Potential upset alert here. Jacksonville State's got the top 3-point shooter in all college basketball. They're number 6 in 3-point shooting. Auburn struggles to defend the 3 at times. And that could get interesting in that game, especially with inexperience. If they come out and play like they did against Texas A&M and have to rush up to get right back into the game with them, and Jacksonville State's having the shots drop their way, then that could get interesting there. Yo, wish you guys the best of luck with Kenny Payne. I think it's going to be pretty good for you, guys, hopefully. Seems like a lot of like the NBA assistants have been doing like really well. Instead of like getting another college coach from like another program, swapping schools. Yeah, that's great for you guys. We're going to be tipping off shortly here. If anybody's interested, feel free to join the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. Brackets lock around noontime tomorrow. Will, welcome in. Northern Iowa looks like they're up over St. Louis. That's in the NIT. Some of the takeaways right now from the NIT. Florida's losing against Iona. 19-14. Iona leading Florida. Wake Forest beat Towson. Virginia beat Mississippi State. So great day today for the ACC. 2 wins. And not so good of a day for the SEC so far from the takeaways. Mississippi State, all those transfers as they weren't able to put it together this season. Ben Howland's probably going to go out the door. Wouldn't shock me within the next few days for Mississippi State. And then right now, Florida's losing against Iona. The score now is 21-14. So 21-14. Iona leading Florida. That's not a good takeaway so far from the SEC showing with 2 teams. Well, one certainly on the bubble. The other team was on the bubble like a month prior, but never got to it from like mid-February into March. Steven, welcome to Stream, man. Yeah, unfortunate. SMU playing well against Nichols, leading 54-49. Yeah, the American didn't get good treatment this year, unfortunately. Mike White, yeah, I heard about that. You guys were telling me that during the Selection Sunday stream that he's the new head coach at Georgia. Yikes. Yeah, they'll keep on struggling. Probably won't be streaming a Georgia game for a long time. Yeah, usually these games have a lot of space in between them. Because these games are played at Dayton, so there's like a half an hour break in between the first game when it finishes up to the last game. The head coach of Murray State, he's really good. Matt McMahon, I feel like, is going to get a job someplace. Probably with an SEC program, most likely, because there's a bunch of openings in the SEC. Yeah, he was way off on some of the teams in the bracket for Lunardi. He had moved Texas A&M in. Unfortunately, the committee didn't like that. He had Michigan way up. What's good, Aaron? Welcome to the stream, man. BYU struggling against Long Beach State 26-22 right now in the NIT. I hope the A10 shows up in this tournament here, because Northern Iowa was crushing St. Louis 66-51. Yeah, if Murray State makes their way past Kentucky, onto the Final Four they go. I think they got a good chance to potentially break through into the Final Four. let's see here out of this region, because there could be chaos out of this region right here in the East, because Baylor is certainly vulnerable going down early with the injuries. Virginia Tech could play spoiler into Purdue. Certainly can play spoiler into Texas in the first round. So it could be Murray State against Virginia Tech meeting up in that Sweet 16 matchup. And then UCLA or St. Mary's against Baylor or UNC or Marquette, whoever gets by there, or Indiana. I think the one that a bunch of chaos is going to happen is the bottom right part of the bracket, Midwest. That's so wide open. Wisconsin's one of the luckiest teams per KenPom in all college basketball. Colgate is one of the unluckiest. That's going to be a close game, I feel like. Wisconsin's playing in Milwaukee, though. Super close game, though. You got some schools that, like, little brother can take down big brother. For instance, Murray State in Kentucky, Jacksonville State and Auburn. Wouldn't shock me if a 15 beats a 2, and that would be one of them. So looking at the matchups, that looks like the matchup it would happen the most. Alright, so we should be starting soon. Thank you guys so much for waiting. If you guys are doing a stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified here. Future live streams I do cover. Yeah, that St. Mary's team is being slept on a lot. That team is really disciplined, and in order to play St. Mary's, you have to play their style of basketball. That's awesome. Congrats to Mr. Zigzag. Good for you, man. Welcome back to the stream here, bud. So ACC going 2-0 today in the NIT games. Looking to see if they can pull out one here in this playing game with Notre Dame. And then the SEC right now already lost the game in the NIT. Mississippi State lost to Virginia. It's Florida who's trailing against Iona. So I don't know if this is going to do some foreshadowing for the future. But that makes things interesting. The line for this game is even. Pick'em type of matchup, 134 over and under. Yeah, Long Beach State's up over BYU right now. Hit me up in the bracket. Who do you got as your dark horse team this year in the bracket? Guys are welcome to let me know. There's a couple double-digit seeds that I put through. Some of them even to the Sweet 16. I think this year we're just going to have a lot of upsets. Like, what happened throughout the course of the season, I think we're going to have a bunch of upsets. Yeah, it's unfortunate for Florida. That team, they lost to Texas Southern. It's interesting. Yeah, too bad there, Vegas. I picked South Dakota State. I hope Providence able to pull it out, though, because by the end of the day, I'm pretty sure everybody's bracket's going to be wrecked. Especially, say if something random happens, like Longwood beats Tennessee, then, yeah, everybody's bracket's going to be wrecked after that. And it's going to be wrecked even more if Michigan takes down Tennessee, which anything, honestly, is possible. Yeah, if Auburn if Auburn plays like they were like back in February, I think they do have a chance. These 15 seeds are super sneaky. Yeah, Virginia Tech's caught fire. I like Virginia Tech too. They got two great matchups, I feel like. I agree. I think TCU is gonna be a pest to Arizona if they get through. I'm not sure if they'll be able to win it, but I feel like they're gonna keep it close throughout most of it, like that Oklahoma-Gonzaga game from last year where Oklahoma was showing in a ton of fight in there. What's good, Jake? Welcome to the stream, man. Hey, glad to have you in the channel here, man. You guys own Providence this year. And, yeah, wouldn't shock me if Providence gets just shot out of the gym tomorrow, either. Alright, so we're going to tip off in just a moment. Prentice Hub, Cormac Ryan, Blake Wesley, Dane Goodwin, Paul Atkinson for Notre Dame going up against Geo Baker, Paul McCahey, Caleb McConnell, Ron Harper Jr., and Cliff Amarui, starting five for Rutgers. Yeah, Brian against Wright. That was the last game that was on. Those two skulls are small skulls. And welcome to the stream, man. He's going to risk Alabama. You honestly don't know. Yeah, Alabama might just show up for the tournament. They might just show up for the tournament and rip through a bunch of threes and catch teams off guard. And show up like they did back in November. The Alabama teams beat some of the best teams in college basketball, but yeah, they've got some pretty bad losses too. I feel like the toughest team out of the whole field to figure out. I've got Rutgers in this one. Vaughn, welcome in, man. So Rutgers gonna go in the white uniforms tonight, red numbers, red letters. Notre Dame, dark blue jerseys, gold numbers, gold letters, about to tip off in just a moment. Rutgers, physical type of team. They're going to see if they can dominate down low with Cliff Amarui. And also see if they can control the glass in this matchup here. Just use their size, be physical in this matchup. Notre Dame more for perimeter play for them. So they like to attempt a lot of threes based on their backcourt play. We get into action. Rutgers gets the ball first. Jumper, free throw circle. Amarui hits it. It's an 18-footer straight away. Puts up Rutgers 2-zip. Rutgers, one victory over the ACC team. They beat Clemson by 10 back in late November. Notre Dame losses over Illinois and Indiana. Notre Dame, bad start. Cannot have a worse start than that. That's a backcourt violation. Yeah, Mike Bray in the hot seat entering this matchup. They had a bad loss to start ACC play. Got crushed against Boston College. Lost on neutral court first game of the ACC tournament against Virginia Tech 87-80. Notre Dame Rutgers kept up most of the game with Iowa. Lost 84-74 in the quarters. Rutgers turns over the ball. Notre Dame comes up with a steal. Attacking straight to the cup. Missed the layup. No good off the glass by Cormac Ryan. And defensive rebound goes to Amarui. Rutgers has it back first minute through the game. They lob it over to the right baseline. Ron Harper off of a double team. Notre Dame will double team Ron Harper. They move it across the court. At the wing, open three. McCahey missed off the back rim. And it goes right back to Notre Dame. Third possession of the game for the Fighting Irish. On the outside, Blake Wesley leading the scoring. Terrific freshman. Gonna have to move the ball. Paul Atkinson, transfer from Yale, hands it off to Ryan. Ryan shovels it out to his right to Goodwin. Hands it off to Hub. Hub. Pump fake. Moves it outside. Attacking down the lane underneath and scoring. They're not gonna... Oh, they will call it. A bucket and a one by Paul Atkinson. So Atkinson able to draw the foul underneath is committed by Amarui. First personal foul on the blocking foul. Yeah, Duke, Michigan State, if that happens, I actually like Davison out of that one between the 10-7. Frito missed at the line by Atkinson and goes back to Rutgers. Rutgers with their third possession of the game. McConnell passes out to his right. McKahee lobs it over right block Amarui off a double team turnaround. Missed off the side of the rim, tipped up. Notre Dame comes out with a defensive rebound. Fighting Irish back with the ball. Hub at the top forces a double team. They move it out towards the right, attacking down the lane. Nice pass underneath to Atkinson, but call for the travel. It's Blake Wesley who picks up the travel. Mike Bray unhappy about the call. Ball goes back to Rutgers. Two minutes through. 3 turnovers combined so far. Winner of this matchup will take on Alabama in the 11-6 game. Ron Harper at the top of the key for Rutgers. Dribbles up. Settles for the jumper. He hits it. 2 more points on the board for Rutgers. 4-2 with Ron Harper Jr. on the board. Averaging over 15 points per game, top scorer this season for the Scarlet Knights. Notre Dame with a possession. On the outside, Blake Wesley passes towards his right, bounce pass down low. Atkinson backs his way on Amarui. Hook shot, puts it up and scores up and in off the backboard. Gonna be a big matchup down low to look forward to tonight there, Amarui and Atkinson. 17 minutes left to play in the first, 3 minutes through. Geo Baker now for Rutgers. Passes outside. Harper hands it off to McConnell. Moves it out to the top to Baker. Baker working on Hub. Moves it out. Right, left baseline. Jumper settles for a deep one. That's good for Rutgers. Caleb McConnell connects on it. Some tough shots able to drill by Rutgers. 6-4 to score. Here's a 3. Deep range. Notre Dame bricks it. Off the back rim. Gets missed by Wesley. Rutgers with the ball, 16.5 left to go in the first. Bounce pass Frito circle, McKahee. Moves it outside of Ron Harper Jr. Passes out towards his right edge of the March Madness logo to McConnell. Bounce pass top of the Frito circle, Ron Harper. Ball picked and stolen away. Notre Dame comes up with a steal. Ryan deflected right back to his teammate Atkinson, and now they're going to slow it down. 2 turnovers by both of these teams so far. Ryan at the top. Moves it out towards his right to Wesley. Wesley defended by McKahee. Wesley towards his left. Jumper settles for 1. Deep 2 around the rim and out. Back it goes to Rutgers. 16 minutes left to go in the first. Scarlet Knights have it on the outside. Geo Baker crossover. Working on the Hub. Dribbles up to the Frito circle. Lob over the top. Punches it through. That's a right-handed flush by Cliff Amarui. 8-4 Rutgers. Able to get a mixture of things so far for the Scarlet Knights. 2 deep 2s and 2 shots at the rim. 15.5 left to go in the first. Notre Dame with the ball. Top of the key. Hub towards his right. Bounce pass down low. Atkinson puts one up and lays it up and in. Clear pathway to the hole with a right hand finish. Paul Atkinson with all 6 so far for Notre Dame. Their perimeter guys haven't been able to get going in this matchup just yet. McConnell at the elbow. Pump fake. Takes the jumper. Deep 2. Missed off the back rim. Battle for the rebound. Tipped up to Notre Dame. Wesley comes down with it. 15 minutes left to go in the first. Slow start. Notre Dame will look to slow the ball. Both of these teams going to see if they can get their matchups right now. They swing it cross court. Catch and fire 3 at the right wing. Splash. That's good. Cormac Ryan right on the catch delivers. Notre Dame just so explosive with their perimeter players. More of a offensive type of team for Notre Dame. Rutgers more of a physical, gritty, defensive type of team. So 2 different styles going at it in this matchup. Rutgers with the ball. Geo Baker at the top. Moves it out to McKahee at the corner. Bounce pass. Back outside to Baker. Takes the 3 straight away. He connects on it, trading 3s. Rutgers 11-9 with a lead. Going by fast so far. Only 1 foul total in this game committed by Rutgers. No fouls by Notre Dame. One of the least fouled teams in America. 14 minutes left to go in the first. Notre Dame dribbles, attacks right to the paint. Scores, right hand finish. Cormac Ryan to the cup. 11-all. Rutgers with the ball on the outside. McKahee at the wing. Pick gets set by Amarui. McKahee towards his left. Dribbles up, pro hop into the key, dump off, deflected, stolen away by Ryan. Swings it out. They got him on the break, 2-on-1. Try to finish, they will. With a layup, Prentice Hub. Up and through. Oop, 13. I don't know why it glitched right there. 13-11 Notre Dame. 13:20 left to go. Rutgers has the ball. Jumper at the baseline. Missed off the mark. Goes right back to Notre Dame with a defensive rebound. Fighting Irish once again will slow it down. Starting to take advantage of break opportunities here for Notre Dame. Blake Wesley with the ball. Edge of the March Madness logo. Wesley passes out towards his left wing. Prentice Hub forces a double team. Dumps it down mid-block. Outside. They give it down the lane. Right hand finish. Nice scoop right there. Blake Wesley to the cup. 15-11. ACC with a great showing today. Virginia picked up a victory over Mississippi State in the NIT. And then there's another team as well playing in the NIT from the ACC. Wake Forest won by 10 over Towson. So great start to the NIT for ACC teams. Notre Dame leads by 4. Make it 2 now as Rutgers just scored. Game's going by fast so far. 12-10 left to go in the first. Notre Dame will look to slow it down. Lob over the top. Atkinson behind. Amarui missing the cut there. Notre Dame by 4. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe, and thanks so much all for joining in tonight. What a start to this game. Driving straight to the hole, lays it up and in. That's good for 2. Count it and 1. Free throws coming up here for Rutgers. So we're going to take the timeout first. 17-15. Both these teams able to start to get into the scoring column right now, getting buckets at the rim. As we'll be coming back after the timeout. Wow, that was a lot of basketball before the first timeout right there. Only 2 total fouls in the game. That's how I like it. A lot of great pace so far. Not a whole lot of fouls and whistles, which is great. If anybody's interested, feel free to join the Behind Your Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is posted out in the chat if anybody's interested in doing so. As brackets will close around 12 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Also, if you're new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Poll is pretty even. Make sure to vote in that poll. Who do you got in this one, Notre Dame or Rutgers? I cover basketball games, play-by-play of college basketball games throughout the March Madness tournament, and also NBA streams as well. I plan on covering 3 games both on Thursday and Friday. The 3 games tomorrow will be South Dakota State versus Providence. That's at 12:45 Eastern Time. UConn versus New Mexico State at 6:50 Eastern Time. And then Vermont versus Arkansas at 9:20 Eastern Time tomorrow. And then I plan on Friday, it's going to be Loyola Chicago versus Ohio State. It's one of the matchups. That's the first game on Friday. Chattanooga versus Illinois. That's a 6:50 game on Friday. And then Davidson against Michigan State, which is the 9:40 game on Friday. So I plan on covering triple headers for both Thursday and Friday for the games. And we'll have a guest on the stream tomorrow. So we'll have John from Off the Wall Hockey joining in, being the guest for tomorrow's streams and also early on Friday. Yeah, some really good games. I think all those are going to be close, hopefully, unless South Dakota State just lights up Providence, which could very well be the case, honestly. But yeah, I think all those have great potential to be close ones, and possibly a lot of upsets with all those too. Yeah, it's too bad that UAB Houston game's on at the same time as Davis and Michigan State. Because that UAB Houston game, that is a tasty game too. Potential worth a look possibly for an upset. A lot of the games could be great. Colgate, Wisconsin could be another one. They put a lot of good matchups in the first round. Great start so far to this game. 17-15 Notre Dame. 11:57 left to go in the first. Rutgers going to shoot one at the free throw line. Caleb McConnell. And that free throw is good. Yeah, UAB can score. That's going to be a great matchup, I feel like. Here's a steal by Rutgers. Poor pass in the backcourt of Notre Dame. Rutgers has it back. They're going to slow it down now, see if they can get a quality possession. Geo Baker towards his right. Dribbles into the paint. Baker looking for a step back. Bounce pass down low. Bobble ball, able to pick it up, though. Pass into the paint. Andre Hyatt puts it up. Missed it once. Gets it back. Hyatt. Bounce pass on the top. Dribbles up McConnell. 15-footer. Swoosh. 18-17 Rutgers with 11.5 left to go in the first. Great start for Caleb McConnell. He's got 7 points, the leading scorer in this game. Notre Dame with the ball. They moving on top. Pass out to the corner. Slide to the left. Open three. Cormac Ryan missed off the back rim. And it goes right back to Rutgers. Rutgers seeing if they can get another look. Stop and pop jumper mid-range. Missed off the glass. No good. Defensive rebound pulled away by Nate Leshesky. Leshesky, top rebounder this season for Notre Dame. One of 7 seniors on the roster. Skips around the rim and it drops in. 3-ball. Able to drop right through there for the Fighting Irish. The courtesy of the bounce around the rim. 2018 Notre Dame. Second made triple the game. 10:35 left to go in the first. Rutgers with the ball. Top of the free throw circle. Dribbles up. Floats up the runner. That's well short. Missed shot by McKahee. Ball goes right back to Notre Dame. On the far side, it's off to Goodwin. Goodwin passes off to Trey Wirtz. Wirtz at the top, dribbles towards his left, moves it out to Ryan. Ryan passes on top, out to Goodwin. Goodwin dribbles, attacks down the paint, low block, working on McKahee. Puts it up, pivot move, scores. Right hand up and in off the backboard by Dane Goodwin. Notre Dame took down Kentucky at home earlier this season. Haven't had much quality opponents on their schedule, but they've won against 3 teams in the field. UNC, Miami, and Kentucky, the one that saved them. Reason why they're in the bracket, because of that one. Open 3 at the wing. Swoosh, that's good by Rutgers, Caleb McConnell. Both these teams playing pretty well right now. 9:40 left to go in the first. Notre Dame with the ball, attacking straight to the cup and missed the layup. Nice challenge there on the backside, help by Rutgers. Missed layup by Prentice Hub, deflected out of bounds. Last touch though by Rutgers, so Notre Dame will have it back. Been a really good game so far. A lot of tough shots being made by both of these teams. That's a positive sign compared to yesterday. Indiana, Wyoming couldn't get anything to drop in the first half, and these two teams starting to get hot right now. 22-21 the score. 10 points by Caleb McConnell, 4 or 5 from the floor for Rutgers. Notre Dame leading the way. It's Paul Atkinson with 8-7 by Cormac Ryan. I guess one thing could be the young team jitters. Notre Dame's got 7 seniors in the team. Rutgers got NCAA tournament experience from last year's team, which ended up beating Clemson, lost to Houston in the second round by a close margin. But Blake Wesley, top scorer for Notre Dame, he's only got 2 points so far, 1 for 3 from the floor. So might be a factor as far as like some of these younger type of teams having like players with jitters in the tournaments. Like experience matters a ton. And I know Auburn's a really young team. Even Arizona with so much talent, so much size, but they got a lot of younger players on that team too. Tennessee's got a couple freshmen in the backcourt, so yeah, things could get interesting in the tournament if they're struggling to perform to meet expectations, what they reached during the season, because we could see like mega upsets if that does happen. And I saw a statistic last 5 years. There's been a Power 5 conference tournament winner that's bowed out either in the first round or the second round. They've lost a conference tournament winner. We saw multiple of those last year. Texas lost against Abilene Christian, and Illinois lost second round against Loyola Chicago. So, yeah, not going to jinx Tennessee Longwood, but that's going to wreck everybody's bracket if so. Moses, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in, man. If you guys are new, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. If you guys would like to be notified here. Future live streams I do cover. Not a whole lot of rebounds so far. Both these teams connecting on shots, and some of them tough shots. Notre Dame 10 of 15, Rutgers 9 of 16 right now from the floor. And this is, if you're Indiana watching film currently, you're going to have to be on top of your, Alabama if you're watching film. You're going to have to be on top of your game if you're Alabama right now and cannot go on cold streaks. Alabama can score, but defensively, that's been the major question mark all season long. And the winner of this game will take on Alabama in that first round matchup, and just some really tough shots both of these teams able to connect with, and have to be impressed by how these two teams have started out so far. Notre Dame trying to prove why the ACC deserves more respect than it should for this season. Couldn't really get much quality victories in them. They had a game lost against Notre Dame a game that lost against Duke that they couldn't make up for Notre Dame. Rutgers finished 4th in the Big Ten. Rutgers 16-9 with their current starting lineup entering the tournament. And much better season, trying to prove a case to the committee here. Why they deserve a bid is down low. It will be a bucket by Atkinson. Count it in 1 for Notre Dame to go up by 3. Trying to prove a case why they're here in the tournament to make a statement today. And to let the committee know that none of those losses mattered when they were injured playing against UMass, Lafayette, and DePaul. Rutgers had lost against those three teams. Looked like they had fallen off the map, completely out of it at the start of the season, and then they started a surge come time like around February. Missed free throw at the line by Atkinson, goes back to Rutgers. 9:15 left to go in the first. Rutgers with the ball at the wing. They pass it on top out to McCahey, who takes the jumper, gets the friendly roll. Knocks it down for the deep 2 by McCahey. Bo, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in, man. Take a big blue. 9 minutes remaining before halftime. Notre Dame by 1. Ryan passes out to his left. Atkinson gives it over to Wirtz. Wirtz moves it out now to the corner. Catch and fire 3 in the air. Missed off the front rim by Wesley. Blake Wesley just 1 for 4 from the floor. Caleb McConnell, 12 points, leading the way for Rutgers. Rest of the team with just 11 we're going to have an offensive foul. McConnell called pushing off. Steve Peichel not too happy about that one right there as the ball goes back to Notre Dame. ACC with a great day already. In the NIT, Virginia picked up a victory over Mississippi State. Wake Forest winners over Towson today. And not so good of a sign for the SEC right now. Iona beating Florida 42-35. Florida really dropped downhill late stretch of the season. They lost barely against Texas A&M. Top of the key, Wesley dribbles, attacks in the paint, pump fake. Bounce pass out to a cuts down the lane. Layup good with the left hand, up and in off the backboard. 3-point lead for Notre Dame. Blake Wesley up to 4. 8 minutes left to go in the first. McConnell passes out to his left to Jalen Miller. Now at the free throw circle. Reiber dumps it down low. Gets possession up and in. Ron Harper Jr. gets the bucket. 26-25, 7:40 left to go in the first. Answering the question to match the bucket. That's exactly what's happened right now here in this matchup between these two teams. Response and answer. Notre Dame with a chance to see if they could put one up, and that will be a goaltend. Bucket credit for Notre Dame. They lead 28-25. Rutgers commits a goaltend. So yeah, both of these teams battling it out right now. Going in the favor of Notre Dame, playing kind of like their style so far in this matchup here. It's been a really good matchup, though. Anybody's game at this point. It's more the Notre Dame style, though, because there's barely any fouls. And that's what Notre Dame does best. They just don't foul. Only one foul currently for Notre Dame. Rutgers with 3. Cliff Omoruyi, the big man's got 2. So that's taking him out of the game for Omoruyi. And the one foul picked up by Notre Dame was by Dane Goodwin. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Ring that notification bell as well. If you guys would like to be notified of future live streams I cover play-by-play basketball games, college hoops, NBA games here in the stream. Throughout the March Madness tournament, going to be covering some live streams for you guys. And feel free, before the brackets lock tomorrow at noontime, if you haven't done so already, make sure to join the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is now posted in the chat. It's pinned to the chat as well, so make sure to do that if any of you guys are interested. And feel free to vote on who you got in this one, Notre Dame or Rutgers. Yeah, big case for the ACC trying to make a statement here in this tournament. ACC's got a down season, but they're trying to prove everybody wrong come tournament time. And great start for Notre Dame in this one so far. I think you could... I was thinking about pulling the trigger in this one between Miami and Auburn. I was thinking about it. I took Auburn, though, in that matchup. But honestly, wouldn't shock me if Miami's able to force a lot of turnovers, if they're able to get past USC. And I think they do get a chance to beat Auburn there, because Miami's a small ball, scrappy type of team. These ACC teams might be able to shock some people in the tournament, considering how they play. North Carolina might be able to beat Baylor. Could be shocking, trying to prove the case wrong with a down season from the ACC, and then they just come up and show up for the tournament somehow. Virginia Tech's the one I got my eye on the most. That team is one of the hottest teams in all of college hoops right now, Virginia Tech. Surging. I've got them to the Sweet 16 past Texas and past Purdue. So we get back to action, 28-25. Be interesting to see if they can keep on holding on in this game. Rutgers with the ball down by 3. I took Rutgers in this one too. Omoruyi's in foul trouble early. He's got 2 quick fouls. Paul Atkinson, 10 points, leading the way for Notre Dame. So it hasn't been the perimeter player so far. Past the right baseline, Ron Harper. Jab step, takes the jumper. No good, missed off the backroom. Offensive rebound controlled by McConnell. Another chance at the low right block. Falling away, bounces around the rim, that's in. A lot of tough shots. That's a tough one by Caleb McConnell. 1-point game. I think if you're looking at it right now for Alabama from a standpoint, you're taking on a tough team in this one. Huge block by Rutgers as they tried to save it. They couldn't at the corner. Major rejection by Andre Hyatt. Rutgers just trying to see if Notre Dame can play with their physicality, and now Rutgers starting to see if they can win that battle right there. So that's the first block of the game, right at the rim. They got called for a goaltend earlier as well. Inbound coming up for Notre Dame. Pass deflected off the side of the backboard, out of bounds. Yeah, so my prediction was Rutgers in this game. Rutgers won against, I think they beat 8 of the Big Ten teams that's in the bracket, and Notre Dame was only 2-8 against Quad 1. They're 0-4 in neutral court for Notre Dame. Somebody's going to win their first neutral court matchup. Rutgers 0-1 on neutral court. Missed jumper by Notre Dame. Back it goes to Rutgers. Scarlet, nice deep pull-up jumper. Ho-ho, that's good. Rattles in for the 3-ball by Ron Harper Jr. Man, he is just so clutch. 30-28, Harper up to 9 points. 4 or 5 from the floor. Notre Dame in a little bit of a scoring drought right now. Lob inside. They found success with Atkinson. Missed the first one off the rim. Second one able to put it back up and through for 2. They keep on going down low to number 20. 30 all. Woody on the stream. Wow, that's incredible. Spencer Dinwiddie, game winner. Notre Dame's actually got the edge points in the paint. They're more of perimeter type of play for this type of team. So shocking to see that right now. Nice ball movement all around. Rutgers, deep range three. Around the rim and now. Offensive rebound. Put back up and through. That's good for two by McConnell. Rutgers starting to get away a little bit on the glass in this one. 13-8 in favor of the Scarlet Knights. 5.5 left to go in the first. Notre Dame with it, attacking the cup. Here's a huge block underneath by Mag of Rutgers. The ball goes back to the Scarlet Knights. Taking it up the court. Geo Baker moves it down the lane, attacking Harper Jr. through contact. Heavy contact right there. No fall. Gets it to go. Up and in. Off the backboard, and the Rutgers fans loving it. 34-30. Right down the middle right there by Geo Baker, taking it straight to the rim. 9-2 run by Rutgers in the last 2 minutes. That block has completely changed the game. Rutgers is taking control off of that block, playing with a ton of physicality as Notre Dame will draw another foul on Rutgers. That's going to be their fourth personal foul. Yeah, I agree, Ian. That's a sneaky game right there. That UAB's got a chance. They really do. That UAB's got a lot of elite scores. Top 20 nationally in scoring. Here's a huge block by Rutgers. Heads up play by Geo Baker as he pins it out of bounds off of a Notre Dame player. It goes back to Rutgers. That's just smart. Massive block from the side by Harper. Baker pins it right off of Prentice Hub. That's just smart basketball all around by Rutgers. This team is so much better than their record, and they are showing it why right here. 18-13, 16-9 with the current starting lineup. And they played through the first few months. They were dealing with injuries. They had some pretty bad losses that really just took down their hopes in the net rankings. That's why they get the lowest net ranking out of anybody as a power conference at-large team, as that's good. Falling away, jumper good by Rutgers, up by 6, but as of lately, they've been playing pretty well. One against every single team in the field, so they can compete with anybody. Timeout taken by Mike Bray. No answers right now. Rutgers, too much for their physicality in this matchup at the moment. 36-30. 4:09 left to go in the first, as we're going to take a timeout. Not sure there, Vaughn. Probably. Ben, welcome to Stream here, man. Rutgers is from New Jersey, so yeah, right down the road from New York. So it's right outside of New York City, not too far away from New York City. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining on this one today. Rutgers by 6, 36-30. Kalen McConnell 16 points. Ron Harper Jr. with 11. And some of their top players haven't been able to produce that much. That's why it's scary so far. Geo Baker with 3, Cliff Amarui with 4. This Rutgers team potentially could be slept on by a lot of people because of their record. Playing much better than they are. Yeah, things going pretty well. Glad to have Joe back on the stream. So Rutgers is going to take on, Rutgers, Notre Dame. Winner of this game will take on Alabama in that 11 versus 6 matchup. Alabama has shown that they could beat some of the top teams, but they've also suffered some really bad losses. Shoot the 3, miss the 3. Yes. I thought Texas A&M should be in the bracket. Sadly for Colorado State, that game is not good for the size on the court. Yeah, I see. So I think if Colorado, I think that's close. Could go either way. If Colorado State does get past Michigan, there could be a chance out there. Really could be a chance that they could do some damage. Say if Tennessee just doesn't play the potential. That's a really tough region. But Michigan's really big for Colorado State. Colorado State can score, though. They can knock down free throws, so that's going to be a good matchup there because Colorado State should be able to find buckets on Michigan's defense, but Michigan in the post in rebounding, that's the thing in that matchup that's going to favor Michigan, their size. I heard that Michigan's point guard, though, Devontae Jones suffered a concussion. He's not going to play. So that could open up the doors for Colorado State in that game. 36-30 the score. 4 minutes left to go in the first. We got back to action. Notre Dame after the timeout looking to see if they can start to click. Pass down low, triple team, low post. Puts one up, banks it. That's good. Up and in. Nate Laszewski for 2. And he'll head to the free throw line to shoot 1. So the advantage that Notre Dame's got on Rutgers right now is foul trouble. 5th personal foul picked up by Rutgers. Only 1 as a team by Notre Dame. Yeah, a lot of crazy, free agency pickups lately. Saw Von Miller to the Bills today. Bills going to be stacked next season. 1 shot coming up at the line by Laszewski. And no good. Missed the free throw around the rim and out. Rutgers with a defensive rebound. 4 minutes left to play before halftime. Both of the teams shooting the ball well. 58% by Rutgers, 58% by Notre Dame, 64% by Rutgers. Rutgers with it on the outside. Top of the key, Andre Hyatt, transfer from LSU. They move it out to the corner to Caleb McConnell. Dribbles towards his left, has a man open. It was Baker. Instead passes to his right, takes a 3, tough shot, no good. Tipped off the glass, missed by Marit Mag. It was right back to Notre Dame. Fighting Irish with the ball. At the wing, Blake Wesley. Wesley thinking about a step back pass on top out to Atkinson. Moves it out to his left to Hub. Hub over to Atkinson. Left base on Jibble. Nobody there. Scores up and in off the backboard. Great answer by Notre Dame. 4-zip run out of the timeout. Paul Atkinson, 14 points, 7 of 8 from the floor. 3 minutes left to go before halftime. Rutgers with the ball. At the corner, they move it around the perimeter. Out to McKahey. Now over to the wing to McConnell. Dribbles towards his left, passes out to the corner. Hyatt takes the 3, missed off the back rim, ripped away by Laszewski with a defensive rebound. Yes, I'll be having a special guest tomorrow for my live stream. So we'll have John from Off the Wall Hockey tomorrow. Notre Dame around the perimeter. Paul Atkinson gives it outside to Hub. Hub dribbles up to the elbow, working on Mag. Hub, lob over to Atkinson. Atkinson, low block, 8 on the shot clock, and it's going to be a turnover. Atkinson called on the double dribble, goes back to Rutgers. Timeout on the floor. 2:29 left to go in the first half. Rutgers by 2, 36-34. All right, taking the timeout right now. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to smash that thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and thanks so much all for joining in, being a part here in the stream. If anybody's interested, feel free to join the Behind Your Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is pinned in the chat for all who are interested in joining the Bracket Challenge group. Top scorer of the game so far, that is Caleb McConnell with 16 points for Rutgers, 11 by Ron Harper Jr., and then Notre Dame, Paul Atkinson carrying the load. 14 of the 34 points by him. 7 of 8 from the floor. Winner of this game will take on Alabama in the next matchup. If for Notre Dame that's the case, if Notre Dame comes out of this with a victory, you got to be feeling really good. If you're Notre Dame, with Paul Atkinson getting the production that he's getting, and you're taking on Alabama, which struggled to defend the low post all throughout the season, I think you got a good case for that one if you're Notre Dame, because offensively you can keep up with them. And then Rutgers, just their physicality level you have to meet. 2 for Rutgers, and they're beating you on the glass, 15-10 in favor of Rutgers right now on the glass in this game. This Rutgers team with a couple smart heads-up plays so far. Some really good hustle plays that we've seen by Rutgers They've got 3 blocks as a team. Yeah, Ron Harper Jr. is the son of Ron Harper, who played in the NBA. Yeah, I started to pick up like a couple sites for analytics and things like that for these college teams, which really helped out. I wish I knew about that like well beforehand, start of the season, so I could see like which teams are moving up in the numbers, like surging. Because I've been really impressed by Tennessee, because I've seen them move up into the top 100 in 3-point shooting percentage for them, and that's what they didn't have at the start of the season. I wish I had that access earlier, though, because I would have kept track of like the numbers and see like who's improving as far as like offensive efficiency, defensive efficiency, and who's trailing downwards to make these picks in the bracket. I can see it through most of the games being played, like which ones I took, as Rutgers takes a 3, and they're able to make it out of the timeout. It's good by Geo Baker. This Rutgers team experienced here. They would have made the tournament back in 2020 as well, and it was Baker and Ron Harper Jr. who carried this team. They had their first tournament appearance since 1992 last year for Rutgers. Finally get over the hump. We'll see if they can win another tournament game. 39-34, timeout taken on the floor, 2:05 left to go in the first. Hey, there we go, 18 straight for Vaughn, looks like, in his fantasy league. Shane in the stream, welcome in. I heard Spencer Dinwiddie game winner. Let's see what we got for NBA scores right now. T-Wolves leading the Lakers 108-92. Spurs up over the Thunder 91-82. Jazz up over the Bulls at halftime 54-49. Celtics lead the Warriors 14-10. Bucks up over the Kings 14-13. Hornets beat the Hawks 116-106. Sixers beat the Cavs tonight 118-114. Nuggets won over the Wizards 127-109. Mavs game winner Spencer Dinwiddie 113-111. Knicks beat the Blazers 128-98. And the Suns beat the Rockets 129-112. Back to action, minute 55 left to go before halftime. Notre Dame looking for something, down by 5. A lot of points here in the first half. Top of the key. They'll take a 3 straight away, and they airball it. Out of bounds by Notre Dame. Minute 43 left to play. Blake Wesley with a jitters today. And that's concerning. These freshmen in the tournament, the spotlight might be too big. Blake Wesley, the top scorer this season for Notre Dame as a freshman. And keep an eye on that. If I already locked in my brackets, I wish these playing games could have been played before, because I probably would have changed a few of my picks seeing these freshmen jitters right now. Because I know the team with Zion Williamson, Cam Reddish, and R.J. Barrett, they were out to a really slow start against that North Dakota State team. They ended up, of course, winning, but they were out to a super slow start against that North Dakota State team in the first round. Minute 20 left to go in the first. Rutgers with the ball, up by 5. They move it out to the wing. Jab step. Andre Hyatt dribbles into the key. Falling away. Takes the jumper. Missed off the rim. And defensive rebound pulled down by Cormac Ryan. And a lot of teams are full of seniors. Some of them super seniors on the team, as we have 1 minute left to go. And Richmond Spiders, just by experience, could be the most dangerous team in the field, because they have, I think, 9 seniors in their team. Final minute left to go. Pass underneath. Atkinson. Open. Scores. Up and in off the glass. That helps out Notre Dame. 3-point game. 45 seconds left to go before halftime. Rutgers with the ball, taking it past midcourt. Geo Baker. Baker at the edge of the midcourt logo. Dribbles up to his right. Gives it out on top. Deep range 3. Launching Harper Jr. around the rim and out. Back it goes to Notre Dame. Defensive rebound. 25 minutes left to play. Or 25 seconds left to play. Fighting Irish has it. Now down to 20 seconds, 1 second differential shot clock and game clock. Fighting Irish will have one more possession. And by the way, Rutgers with a record of 11-2 this season when leading at halftime. Left baseline dribble shovel into the key. Atkinson missed the layup, no good. Tipped around, and Rutgers comes up with a defensive rebound. McKahey, outlet pass out to McConnell. Scores right at the buzzer. That's good with the right hand, up and in, off the backboard. Caleb McConnell, the hero in this first half for Rutgers. Incredible outlet passes. Notre Dame took that shot too early. They took it with 4 seconds left to go, and Rutgers getting out on the break, making them pay, and that will count. That will count. The ball leaves his hands with McConnell with .6 left to go on the shot clock. Going the distance. McConnell looking for the call, but man, he is pumped up. 41-36 going into halftime. I'm shocked there wasn't a foul on that. That looked like it was a Notre Dame foul out on the break too on that. Could have very well been a free throw. Might have got tripped up at the end. 41-36, we go into halftime. Rutgers, difference maker, the big block in the game, match our intensity, and Rutgers has shown that today. Right after that block, they were trailing, and now they're up. And they put Notre Dame into a scoring drought, and the rest has been history here. And Rutgers has been solid after halftime. This is some good basketball right now by Rutgers. Some really good basketball. They could be a dark horse team if they're able to squeak it past Texas Tech. I think they could give Alabama fits. As Alabama struggles defensively. If they get past Texas Tech, it is on. They would take on Duke most likely after that one, unless Davison comes out or Michigan State and upsets Duke. It is on after that for Rutgers. They're really showing it right now. That would be something if Rutgers met up against Gonzaga in that Elite 8 grouping, because you honestly don't know. Honestly don't know, and this team looks pretty good right now from what I've seen. Making a lot of tough shots. They've got that experience. They won a tournament game last year with this team. This team beat Clemson last year, and they beat Clemson once again. Notre Dame 0-2 against the Big Ten, and Rutgers 1-0 against the ACC, and it's the Big Ten that's up right now at halftime. 41-36 in this game. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. BYU leading Long Beach State 57-52. Florida struggling with Iona. 48-45. Iona leading against Florida. Yeah, this is not a good sign for the SEC. I remember last year when we found out with all the Big Ten teams getting eliminated from the brackets, but if the foreshadowing happens here, because Florida's struggling against Iona, Alabama lost against Iona. This could be some foreshadowing for the SEC that bad news could potentially come up in the future for them, and it could be Kentucky gets wiped away by Murray State. LSU, if LSU loses against Iowa State, I know LSU's without their head coach, but that's not good, because Iowa State has failed to score 45 points in two out of their last 3 games. They haven't scored above 45. They scored 42 and 36 in their last 2 out of 3. And then if Tennessee loses against Longwood, that would make matters worse. But if they lose against Michigan, that would be tough too. Same thing on the left side of the bracket. Arkansas plays Vermont tomorrow. Auburn against Jacksonville State. I had said if there's any 15 seed to win, it will be Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State's got experience. They're 6th nationally in three-point shooting percentage. They got the top three-point shooter in all college basketball as far as three-point shooting percentage on their team for Jacksonville State. If there's a 2 seed that gets upset, it's Auburn, in my opinion. Young team, struggling with guard play. Jacksonville State's filled with guards. I don't think it's any walk in the park in that game. Neither the matchup against Miami, if they play against them. I don't think that's a walk in the park either. A lot of these games, you look at it right now, not really like any of these games are like a walk in the park. Like last year, I could have told you that Illinois was going to destroy Drexel, but if I see a game here that one team's going to destroy the other, I'm not seeing that much. Let me know out in the chat which game you think that would be. One team destroys the other. I'm seeing Villanova over Delaware. That's what I'm seeing out of this bracket. And I'm seeing Texas Tech, Montana State. I'm seeing those two teams as far as like big margins. Massive margins. A lot of the games look like they're close margins. Duke should handle Cal State Fullerton. Cal State Fullerton is not known for their scoring. Neither is St. Peter's, who plays Kentucky. Purdue should handle Yale, but you honestly don't know if Purdue can be trusted. Yeah, Celtics looking good right now. So that's a big game out west for Boston. So one game went down earlier today. Wright State able to knock off Bryant. So Wright State's going to take on Arizona in their first round matchup. Yeah, this is a pretty tough bracket to predict because a lot of the games I feel like is going to be even. I was looking at this and I couldn't see like any blowout games, honestly. I only saw a few from this. Like even Georgia State. Georgia State should have been more deserving because they're on a 10-game winning streak. They should have been more deserving as a 15 seed for Georgia State. They get the short end of the stick put up against Gonzaga. And I think Gonzaga should be able to handle them fine, but you honestly don't know. That might be a game like when Gonzaga played against Tarleton, and everybody's like, yo, Gonzaga, are you alright? Like, you're in a tie game with 5 minutes left to play against Tarleton right now. I bet you that one of these lower seeds is going to destroy a really good seed. I bet you. Like a 13 or a 4 or a 12-5 is going to destroy the better seed. What's good, Brian, in the stream? Welcome in. I got for my champ, I got Kansas. For my champ, I've got Final Four: Texas Tech, Kentucky, Arizona, Kansas for the Final Four. I want to do something like a little different, or so. It's probably not gonna happen. Most likely, I see Gonzaga winning the chip, but taking some predictions out there just to be a little different, or so. If Gonzaga does meet again with Texas Tech, but they might not even if Rutgers keeps on playing like they are right now. Rutgers could potentially be able to be a sleeper and take on Gonzaga all the way out in the Elite Eight if they keep on playing like this. Wouldn't shock me to see a double-digit seed make the Sweet 16 or the Elite Eight, because I've got a couple double-digit seeds into the Sweet 16. Virginia Tech, I think, could be a given. Very well how they've been playing South Dakota State potentially too. If they're able to live up to their hype, they're the hottest team in America. So yeah, just all around there's great matchups in this bracket here. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Ring that notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified here, future live streams. First game tomorrow is Colorado State against Michigan. It's an interesting matchup there. Michigan's really, really big as far as their size on the court. 7-footer Hunter Dickinson in the paint. And Musa Diabate as well against Colorado State, more of the undersized teams in college hoops, led by a dangerous duo, David Roddy, Isaiah Stevens. David Roddy's having an incredible season. And if Colorado State's just able to find ways to score and be efficient with their shots, they got a chance in that game. If not, and Michigan just rolls the glass, then Michigan's going to be able to win that one, because I just see Michigan dominating the paint in that matchup there. And Colorado State struggled against teams with bigs, like UNLV in the glass struggled to hang in because UNLV's got a bigger big on their team. Right now, Michigan, big name recognition. Michigan's the 1-point favorite. South Dakota State, Providence, that's the one I plan on covering for tomorrow. The first one, I plan on covering 3 games tomorrow. South Dakota State, Providence, 12:40 p.m. Eastern Time. The next one will be UConn against New Mexico State, 6:50 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Arkansas versus Vermont at 9:20 p.m. Eastern Time. But yeah, South Dakota State, top 3-point shooting team in college basketball. Providence, coming off a loss to get destroyed against Creighton, team without their point guard. Yeah, I'm a Providence fan, by the way. I'm not too far away from Providence, Rhode Island myself. I'm from Massachusetts, but it's just tough, really tough. I feel like, because Providence is not an efficient team. Providence is going to have to win in the paint with their twos. Problem is that South Dakota State's got 6 players that shoot 39% plus from 3. They're going to look to just knock down threes after threes after threes. And you add that up, threes outweigh the twos. If they're making them, South Dakota State's probably going to pull it out, for my prediction there. And then that would set up, if I was able to get past Richmond in the first round, that would set up South Dakota State Richmond, or South Dakota State Iowa matchup first to 100 in the second round, which will be something special to watch there. Yeah, thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. It's just incredible bracket here that they got. All around, these matchups are great. I hope Murray State against Kentucky happens, because that's going to be a really close game, I feel like. Whoever wins that game has got a legitimate chance in the Final Four. Knowing that Purdue has been downhill lately with their offense. They've been struggling. Though UCLA should never be counted out. Baylor's a really vulnerable 1 seed with injuries. St. Mary's plays with a lot of smarts for that team. That team can slow down the ball and have you play to their pace. That can get frustrating for a lot of teams. If St. Mary's matches up against UCLA second round, we're looking at a 55 to 52 final score, because both of these teams take like the majority of the shot clock to run their possessions. But say if smaller school takes down bigger school, we have 3 of these matchups, I believe, in the bracket. First one is Murray State. If Murray State knocks off Kentucky, the Racers could find their way into the Final Four if so. The other one's St. Mary's. If they take down UCLA, that's smaller school in California versus bigger school. And then the other one is in the first round, Jacksonville State taking on Auburn. Honestly, wouldn't shock me if it's a 2-15 matchup there. Jacksonville State didn't even get the automatic qualifier, which was crazy. Unfortunately, we should have had Bellarmine in the bracket. But yeah, that would be a story if Jacksonville State takes down Auburn. Yeah, both of those teams are split by around 2 hours in distance. Trying to see if there's any others. Hey, there we go. Big win for the Hoosiers yesterday. Trying to see how the brackets split out, if there's any like big brother who will take down any other little brother later in the bracket, say if it happens. I don't see anything much else unless Chattanooga advances all the way to the Elite Eight. They take on Tennessee. Yeah, I think that's it for the brackets as far as teams from like areas. I think potentially they got a chance there for Indiana. All right, so I'm going to reveal the results right now. Looks like 56% took Notre Dame, and this one, the 44% for Rutgers. So thanks so much all for voting in that poll for today. We're just waiting for the second half to come back in a couple moments here. The winner of this game will take on Alabama in the 11 versus 6 matchup. Rutgers, off of that big block they had mid-stage of the first half, started to take advantage. They got on to a 9-2 run at that point, making some big-time shots. Aaron, welcome in, bud. Taking Notre Dame in this game. Let me know out in the chat who you guys got, Rutgers or Notre Dame, in this matchup here. 18 points, Caleb McConnell, the top scorer in the game for Rutgers. 11 points by Ron Harper Jr. Efficient from the floor, 58% by Rutgers, 57% by Notre Dame. Paul Atkinson, the one who's broken out for the Fighting Irish, 16 points for him, leading all scorers. Notre Dame, though, just 2 for 7 from the outside. This team's more based on perimeter play and struggling right now in terms of that. Rutgers, 4 and 9 from the outside, having a solid game from 3 for Rutgers here. Nick on the stream, welcome in. Best of luck to BYU. Yeah, BYU cruising right now, leading Long Beach State 73-57. Iona and Florida in a tie game at 58. Just disappointing all around for Florida. That they're in a tie game right now against Iona. Hey, thanks so much for the sub, Brian. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, whoever wins this one would take on Alabama. Alabama's been all over the map this season. They've won against some of the best teams. They've struggled lately. They've had some pretty bad losses, too. You honestly don't know what team's going to show up. One team that could show up and knock down 23s, or one team that allows 100 points. I feel like the half times in between are much longer than what they were throughout the season. All right, 41-36. Rutgers with 27 points outside the paint in this game to just 6 by Notre Dame. 30 points in the paint by Notre Dame through Paul Atkinson. So he was able to get Cliff Omarui, the Rutgers big man, into foul trouble early, and Omarui has only got 4 points so far. They're saving him up, though, for the second half. I feel like for Rutgers in this matchup is he didn't see the court much in the first half for Cliff Omarui. Guard play has been tremendous for Rutgers in this game. Caleb McConnell leading all scores, 18 points, 8 of 9 from the floor. And Ron Harper Jr.'s 5 of 7 with 11 points so far. Geo Baker with 6 points for Rutgers. Notre Dame with a couple miscues here or there. They started this game off with a backcourt violation. They had a bad pass in their backcourt that got intercepted, led to a bucket by Rutgers. And then Notre Dame decides to take a shot with 5 seconds left to go. And instead of winding it down all the way in the shot clock, seeing if they could get one off right before the horn, and Rutgers goes in the break with 3 seconds remaining off the rebound and able to finish for 2. And that's the difference right now between a 3-point game and a 5-point game. Notre Dame with the ball as we start the second half. Left to right on the court for the Fighting Irish. Cormac Ryan. Pass on top out to Prentice Hub. Hub at the wing, gives it over to Ryan, bobbles the ball out of bounds in the corner. And back-to-back starts to the half for miscues by Notre Dame. The first one, a backcourt violation. And here's the second half, a bad pass. Well, it was a good pass, but just bobbled by Ryan and out of bounds. We just started out the second half, so 19:30 left to go in the second. Rutgers only makes... Yeah, Rutgers is tied for the fewest in 3-point makes in the Big Ten, and they've made 4 today. I hope to do so there, Nick. As Rutgers will draw a quick foul committed by Notre Dame. I think Vermont's dangerous. I think Vermont could potentially take them out in the first round, honestly. I get to watch that team on Saturday, and that team's really effective. Here's a 3. That's good straight away by Rutgers for the triple, Ron Harper Jr. If they're able to meet up against Gonzaga, I think they could have a chance there, especially how Arkansas has been playing. That's going to be a low-key matchup tomorrow. That if you just look at it on paper, you're like, yeah, Arkansas all the way. But this is the best Vermont team I've ever seen in my life play. And this Vermont team 3 years ago lost by 7 to Florida State. A lot of those players are back. They have a bunch of seniors in that team. Their leader's a super senior on that team with Ben Shungu. That's good low post by Notre Dame. There's a lot of great games. It could go either way. That could have a making of New Mexico State against Auburn tomorrow. 18.5 left to go in the second. Rutgers with the ball down low post. McKahee turnaround off the front rim, missed. Defensive rebound scooped up by Prentice Hub. Notre Dame has the ball attacking straight to the rim. Missed the layup, no good. Back it goes to the Scarlet Knights. Rutgers with a possession. They pass out to the corner. Quick 3 open. Couldn't convert. They get their own rebound back though. Outside to the wing, Ron Harper. Crossover, right baseline, Jibble underneath. as he gets fouled. The clock will stop with 18:06. They scooped up a bunch of all-conference awards for all defensive type of players there. The only problem is just the competition level. That's what we'll see tomorrow, is what the competition level is from the SEC to the America East. Jumper, baseline. Rutgers settling for deep shots, not been able to convert. Baker missed off the back rim, goes right back to Notre Dame. I know Arkansas is going to run the floor with it, though. I'm not sure if Vermont physically can keep up, but Vermont doesn't commit fouls either. It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out, because Vermont commits one of the fewest fouls nationally per any team, and what Arkansas thrives upon is their free throw shooting. So if it goes in the favor of Arkansas there, going to the free throw line, they will be putting Ryan Davis into foul trouble. That's how they win the game. If Ryan Davis gets into foul trouble, because he's the best big man on the team. First shot good by Notre Dame. Second one is good. I agree there, Gavin. Alabama has been the model of inconsistency this year. They've been playing really well tonight. A lot of great hustle plays here by Rutgers, and Notre Dame's giving them a fight, though. This is a good matchup right now. Attacking straight down the lane. No good. Missed by Ron Harper. Notre Dame has it right back. Straight to the lane. Missed the layup. They've had so many opportunities. Blake Wesley, the moment just looks too big right now. Rutgers with the ball. 17.5 left to play. Pass out to the wing. Geo Baker. Baker dribbles towards his right. Loose ball. Scooped up by the Fighting Irish with a steal by Atkinson. Both of these teams getting careless right now with the basketball. Notre Dame at the wing. 17-10 left to go. Inside the key. Prentice Hub. Moves it back outside the perimeter. Into the hands to Cormac Ryan. Towards his left, he dribbles. Ryan at the elbow. Moves it outside into the hands to Wesley. Wesley jab step. Towards his left. Attacks the paint. Wesley puts it up and missed off the mark. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Rutgers. It's going to stay Notre Dame ball. 16:53 left to go with 4 on the shot clock. Wow, yeah, it doesn't shock me. BYU crushed Long Beach State today, 78-57. Yeah, it's a down season for the Big West. Big West really had a down year, because they had UC Irvine back in 2019, who was great. And then they had... So referees looking at this call to see if it was a goaltender or not. They had last year UC Santa Barbara, who almost beat Creighton. And then advancing this year is Cal State Fullerton, which is going to play Duke. Notre Dame gets the inbounds. Top of the key, Dane Goodwin. Passes out to his left. They almost lost it. Cormac Ryan able to snatch it, though, on the far side. Ryan, jumper, 18-footer, straight away, swoosh. Their offense been able to keep them into the game. 16.5 left to go. Rutgers by 2. Creeping up slowly, though, the Fighting Irish. Ryan up to 7. McCahey gives it outside to McConnell. McConnell to his left on the outside. Passes out to the wing. Pump fake Harper Jr. Dribbles into the paint. Lost it, and he's called in the trap. They're going to call a travel here? No, they're going to call a reaching on Notre Dame. Yeah, Notre Dame fans thought it was a travel. They're going to call a reaching, though. Clock will stop. 16:13 left to play. Rutgers will get the inbounds. Lucky it's still their possession. Underneath their hoop here for Rutgers. McConnell, the top scorer with 18. Atkinson right there for Notre Dame with 18 as well. Both efficient. McConnell 8 for 9. 9 for 11 by Atkinson. Lob over the top. That's a two-handed flush by the big man, Cliff Omarui. 4-point lead for Rutgers. Notre Dame with it. 16 minutes left to play. Top of the key, Dane Goodwin. Dribbles inside the key now. Turnaround, no good. Making a difference right there. Ron Harper Jr. comes out with a block. Rutgers with the ball. On the wing with Harper. Backs his way. Oh, he had a clear pathway. Lost the handle. Was deflected out from behind, though, by the Fighting Irish. Clock will stop. 15:46 left to go. Going to be Rutgers ball. Looks like we're going to take a timeout on the floor as well. 46-42 the score. Rutgers by 4 up over Notre Dame. Winner in this one will take on Alabama in the first round. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Ring that notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified here. Future live streams I do cover basketball games for college hoops, March Madness streams, also NBA games as well on the channel. And thanks so much for everybody being a part here. Hit me up on the chat. Who do you got in this one today? Rutgers or Notre Dame? Let me know who you're rooting for in this game. Yeah, that's always the big concern every single year. Entering the tournament with Gonzaga is the quality competition that they play against. They'll probably either meet Arkansas or UConn first, unless Vermont could make it out of there somehow, some way. So that's the first test. Probably looking at an SEC or Big East school. And then they might get tested with Texas Tech down the ropes. Or Duke or Rutgers if they do make a run. Which Rutgers has looked solid tonight. Both of these teams playing their hearts out in this game. It's been a really good matchup here. Not many turnovers. Last night had a bunch of turnovers between Wyoming and Indiana. Yeah, Wisconsin versus toothpaste. Don't sleep on toothpaste. Matt Lengel's third trip to the tournament. Third trip might be a charm. The only thing is that game's down in Milwaukee. I think that's close, though. Especially if Johnny Davis doesn't perform up to par. Jumper, mid-range, back from the timeout. It's good for Kayla McConnell. They're moving the ball around so well right now for Rutgers. McConnell, 9 of 10 from the floor for 20 points. Notre Dame down by 6. These ACC teams can score. The big question mark about these ACC teams entering the tournament is the defense. Right to the cup, Prentice Hub, left-handed layup. 15 minutes left to go. Rutgers with the ball. There's a lot of hot offenses this year in the ACC. North Carolina, Duke, Syracuse, Miami, but a lot of those teams struggled as far as terms of defensive efficiency. Down low, Rutgers gets another bucket with Ron Harper Jr. It's getting a little bit too easy here for Rutgers, just able to find ways to get to the hoop. Harper Jr. up to 16, 70% shooting. 14 and a half left to go. Notre Dame on the outside. They turn the corner dribble inside the mid-block, back out to the top. Here's a three on its way. Missed off the rim, collected on the rebound by Amarui. 14-15 left to go. 23-17 on the glass in favor of Rutgers. Hand off to McConnell. McConnell dribbles back to the edge of the March Madness logo. McConnell dribbles, attacks, right to the paint, swings it down low, and it gets intercepted by Leszewski for Notre Dame. Here comes the Fighting Irish. Out on the break. Extra pass to the corner. Open three. Bang, bang. It's good. Touch pass to the outside. Prentice Hub puts it to a 3-point game. 13:40 left to go. Rutgers with the ball once again. Geo Baker at the top of the key. It's all going to come down to who's been more battle-tested throughout the season for the late victory down the stretch here. Goes out to Geo Baker. Baker off a double team, passes out to the baseline. They move it inside. Amari. Oh man, tried to throw down a poster, couldn't, gets his own rebound back, and he gets fouled. Lashevsky, the one who picks up the blocking foul. Clock will stop with 13:23. Cliff Amari tried to throw down a poster over Lashevsky on that last one. That has some big time airtime right there. Rutgers bench. Their reaction to that, man, if he would have made that, that would have been lit. First shot missed at the line for Amarui. Tristan, welcome in. Glad to have you back on the stream, man. Indeed. A lot of great basketball tomorrow. Second one coming up by Amarui. And that one's good. Able to bounce around and get it in. Notre Dame with the ball. They move it out to the wing. Goodwin was open. Slides to his left. Open three. Straight away. Swoosh. That's what Notre Dame relies upon. Their three-point shooting. Top of the ACC. They get one there with Dane Goodwin. 13 minutes left to play. Rutgers with the ball. Going to slow down tempo with McKahey. Notre Dame much better half in the second from three-point range, 2 of 3. Missed 3 there off the back rim. Offensive rebound controlled by Hyatt of Rutgers. Hyatt backs his way. Double teamed. Looking to pass it. Ball swipe loose and Goodwin had it. Ball's on the hardwood. Picked up by Rutgers though with a second effort made by Margaret Mag. Lob over the top. Bombarui couldn't finish. It goes back to Notre Dame. 12.5 left to play. Prentice Hub will take it up the court here for the Fighting Irish. Down by 1 for Notre Dame. They were trailing most of this game. Bounce pass out the wing. Atkinson backs his way. Moves it out to the corner. They will turn the corner now. Back out to the top. Cormac Ryan passes out to his right into the hands to Wesley on the outside. Wesley pass on top out to Atkinson. Moves it out to the corner. Pump fake Hub. Dribbles towards his right. Thinking about a step back. Oh man, 3 from the logo. You gotta be kidding me. Missed by Ryan though. Had a look at it. Cormac Ryan, edge of the March Madness logo, couldn't sink it through though. Outside corner, wide open 3. Way off the mark by Rutgers, missed by Margaret Mag. He's not the 3-ball shooter typically. Back outside they go to Geo Baker. Baker crossover at the top will slow it down. Offensive rebound numbers 7-4 in favor of Rutgers. Right down the lane, we get a blocking foul. It's going to be committed on Notre Dame. It's going to send Geo Baker to the free throw line. Clock will stop with under 12 minutes left to go. What a matchup here. 51-50 Rutgers as we're going to take a timeout. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. What a matchup here. Winner of this matchup will take on Alabama in round number 2. Or in the first round. Daniel, best of luck there, man. ACC right now hanging in with the Big Ten. They are battling. This is basically like an indication to the whole tournament down the road that we're going to have games that if you're trying to take some of these teams and wagering some bets on these teams, yeah, you might want to think twice once again because, I think we're going to have a lot of these as close ones in the tournament. Hey, thanks so much, Alex, for joining in, man. I'll see you tomorrow. Great game between these two teams. Paul Atkinson, 18 points for Notre Dame, top scorer. Cormac Ryan up to 10. Has made 2 threes. Rutgers, 20 points by Caleb McConnell, 16 by Ron Harper Jr. Rutgers outshooting Notre Dame from the perimeter. 5 of 13 by Rutgers from the outside. 4 of 11 by Notre Dame. Rutgers out rebounding Notre Dame 26-17 on the glass, 7-4 in the offensive glass. Yeah, potentially, man. Maybe even overtime like last year between UCLA and Michigan State. And whoever comes out in overtime, maybe they'll make a run in the tournament. You never even know. Honestly, don't know there. There's a lot of great basketball games going down. Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks so much for joining in, Constantine. Tony in the stream, thanks so much for joining in once again. Glad to have you back in. Really good game we got here. Rutgers against Notre Dame. 11:45 left to play. Hit me up in the chat. Who you got in this one? In this game? Rutgers or Notre Dame? All right, so Rutgers to the free throw line coming out of the timeouts. Geo Baker. This team led by their duo, Geo Baker and Ron Harper Jr. This Rutgers team would have made the tournament 2 years ago if it hadn't been canceled. They get that late road victory at Purdue late in the season. Would have had enough to get in, I felt like. First shot good at the line for Baker. This game's going to come down to free throws tonight. Notre Dame 2 of 5 at the free throw line. Rutgers is 5 of 6 as they make their second one. Notre Dame with the ball. Out to the wing, into the hands to Cormac Ryan. Moves it out to his left, edge of the March Madness logo. Hub. At the left wing, passes on top out to Goodwin. Dribbles up mid-block. Goodwin, turn around. Around the rim, missed, and defensive rebound pulled down by McConnell. Raymond on the stream, welcome in. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you guys as well. We're around an hour away, my time, from St. Patrick's Day. Rutgers with the ball. 11:15 left to play. Off of a double team. Baker moves it outside. Harper back into the hands to Baker. Geo dribbles towards his left. Down into the paint. Swings it out to the corner. Deflected out of bounds by Goodwin. And it will stay. Rutgers basketball. 11 minutes left to go. Paul Atkinson, the top scorer for Notre Dame, will check out of the game now. So we'll see if Rutgers can start to get on a run with that currently, as Atkinson's got 18 points leading the way tonight for Notre Dame, saving him for the last burst in this one. Missed 3 at the wing by Baker, came up short. Notre Dame in a 2.5-minute scoring drought. Notre Dame dribbles, attacks right down the paint, stripped of the basketball. Though got fouled was Prentice Hub, and Hub should be going to the free throw line to shoot 2. 10:46 left to go. 2 shots coming up by Prentice Hub. That's the third team foul picked up by Rutgers. Notre Dame's got 5 tonight in the second half. Prentice Hub, first trip coming up at the free throw line. 10:46 remaining. So both of the big men, Amarui and Atkinson, both on the bench for their respective teams. Seven seniors in this Notre Dame squad. Can they come through tonight? First one missed. Skipped around the rim and out by Hub. A tough night at the free throw line. Just 2 of 6. That's 4 points off the scoreboard by Notre Dame. Rutgers is 80% at the line. Notre Dame's 40%. And that's the difference right now. The first NCAA tournament between this group of seniors. Hub, Laszewski, Goodwin. The main trio of this team. Blake Wesley, the top scorer, has been limited to just 4 points tonight. Freshman jitters in the first 4, just 2 for 10 from the floor by Wesley. Second shot's good. Trey Wirtz will check into the game now for Notre Dame. Hub will have a seat on the bench right now. 10:45 remaining. Rutgers with the ball up by 2. Hugo, welcome back in, bud. It's been a really good game. Rutgers has led the majority of this game, and Notre Dame is right there, hanging in there. Marwant Mag, bounce pass. Mid-block into the hands McConnell moves it out to the wing. Wide open three. Missed off the rim, though. Good by Hyatt. Defensive rebound pulled down by Notre Dame. It's Wirtz who will take it up the court. Wirtz at the elbow, passes outside. They move it around the perimeter. Blake Wesley towards his right. Only 20% from the floor tonight by Wesley, the top scorer this season for the Fighting Irish. Out to Cormac Ryan. Dribbles up, backs his way. Mid-block Ryan, down inside the low post. Ryan, underneath, puts one up and around the rim. It goes in for the tie game at 53. Cormac Ryan. 12 points by him tonight, the senior from New York City. Scallywag, thanks so much for being a part of the stream, man. 36 points in the paint tonight by Notre Dame. That is shocking because they're more of a perimeter type of team. Double teamed at the elbows, Harper Jr. Harper Jr. lobs it down low, underneath, stripped to the basketball. Marwick Mag turns it over for Rutgers. Notre Dame comes up with a steal. 9:30 left to go. Fighting Irish going to slow it down. Trey Wirtz to the wing of the perimeter. Leszewski sets the pick. They move it out to the wing opposite side to Goodwin. And now into the hands to Ryan. Pass on to the top of the key to Trey Wirtz. Wirtz looking for the pick to be set. They're able to roll down with it, though. Driving right to the rim, and that's good. Up and in off the backboard. Blake Wesley up to 6 points for Notre Dame. They take the lead. 55-53. First lead since 6:21 in the first half for the Fighting Irish as we got under 9 minutes left to play. And the timeout taken by Steve Peichel of Rutgers. 8:56 left to go. 2-point lead for Notre Dame. What a matchup here. Incredible game. Hey, thanks so much, Brandon. Appreciate it, man. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. What a matchup here. Notre Dame outscoring Rutgers 19-12 in the second half. Winner of this game will take on Alabama in the first round. 11 versus 6 matchup. If anybody's interested, feel free to join the Behind Your Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is posted in the chat for those who are interested in joining in. Brackets will lock around noon time tomorrow. I posted my streaming schedule out in the community tab for tomorrow and Friday. I plan on covering 3 games tomorrow, 3 games on Friday. The games I plan on covering will be Providence against South Dakota State. That's at 12:40 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. UConn against New Mexico State at 6:50 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. And then Vermont against Arkansas at 9:20 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. And then Friday, I hope to cover Loyola Chicago against Ohio State. That's at the first game on Friday, 12:15 tip Eastern time. Then 6:50 tip-off time between Chattanooga and Illinois on Friday. And then wrapping up with Davison against Michigan State on Friday night. I think that's a 9:40 tip-off time. Late game there. What a game we have here. Yeah, I'm a Providence fan, by the way. I'm like 20 minutes east of Providence from Southeast Mass, and I've got South Dakota State in that game. South Dakota State, number 1 3-point shooting team. I think they're going to shoot the lights out of the gym tomorrow. I don't see how Providence is efficient enough to stay in that game. Providence is like a gritty second chance type of team. They got the size in that one, but South Dakota State, their threes I feel like is going to outweigh the 2. The 2's for Providence. Showtime, welcome back in. I agree with you right there. I've got Loyola Chicago pulling off that one over Ohio State. Yeah, Ohio State's not really balanced for their roster. They just got E.J. Liddell, who's carrying them, and Malachi Branham. That's basically it. And they've been really struggling. I know they've been dealing with injuries lately for Ohio State. And Loyola Chicago's got a really good defense. Ohio State's struggling on the defensive side of the ball. Yep. Honestly, you never know. Providence is Providence has won so many close games. They're 15-2 in single-digit games this year. The only team they lost to, Villanova. Here's a three back from the timeout. It is good straight away, right down the pipe by Rutgers. It's number 4, Paul Mulcahy. 1 point lead for the Scarlet Knights. 8:30 left to go. 5 ties, 8 lead changes. Corner 3. Good by Notre Dame to take the lead. Leszewski. Trading triples. Rutgers has it. They move it out to the wing. Baker passes it to the wrong player. Intercepted by Leszewski. Here they go. Driving right to the rim. Puts up one. Missed the layup, but got fouled in. Blake Wesley is going to head to the free throw line. Poor decision right there by Geo Baker to pass it out to the wrong jersey. 8 minutes left to go. Blake Wesley will shoot 2 for Notre Dame. Or actually, no, they're going to say he was fouled before. Referees meet about this call, and they will say he was fouled before the shooting motion. So that was a reach-in committed by Rutgers. They will not give him the 2 shots. Inbound instead by Notre Dame. Notre Dame with the inbound as they have 8 minutes left to go. Wesley at the wing of the perimeter. He's defended on the outside by Amarui. Pass it on top, off to Ryan. Ryan defended by Mulcahy, moves it out to the corner. Wesley with a handle, dribbles into the key. That shot gets blocked. Huge defensive play right there by Geo Baker, and it goes right back to Rutgers. 7:35 left to play. Rutgers will slow it down, moving cross court into the hands of number 4. That's Paul Mulcahy. Edge of the midcourt logo. Pick set by Amarui. Mulcahy spin move. Lobs one at the rim. No good. Deflected. Battle for the loose ball. Picked up by Harper. Lob over the top by Amarui. Throws it down with a two-handed flush. This game's tied up at 58. 7:15 left to go. Cliff Amarui, difference maker at the rim. He's up to 9 points. 4-6 from the floor. Notre Dame on the outside. Trey Wirtz. Passes out to the top of the key to Goodwin. Moves it out towards his right to Cormac Ryan. Ryan defended by Harper. Crossover. Ryan backs his way inside the post. Ryan puts up one, falling away. Tough shot. Bounces on the rim, and he gets it a drop in. Cormac Ryan with a lucky bucket. Notre Dame, the luck of the Irish, take the 2-point lead with 6:45 left to go. Rutgers with the ball. Edge of the midcourt logo. Harper, bounce pass to Mulcahy, top of the key, picks up by Amarui. Lob, deflected. Huge defensive play as Leszewski is able to force the steal. Notre Dame with the ball once again, 6:20 left to go. They're going to slow it down with Trey Wirtz. Fighting Irish. Have it at the left wing perimeter. Dane Goodwin moves it on top. Into the hands to Wesley. Passes out to the left wing. Pump fake dribbles. Attacks right down the lane with the right hand. Scoop score up and off the backboard. Count it. And 1. Dane Goodwin with a layup. Notre Dame by 4. 62-58 with 6:08 left to play. The Fighting Irish getting dynamic right now. Straight to the rim. Dane Goodwin for the bucket. We're going to take the timeout. 6:08 remaining. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell if you guys would like to be notified future live streams I do cover. What a game. What a game here between these two teams. Could come down to a buzzer beater in this matchup tonight. Braden, welcome in, man. Wow, that's shocking. Dude, Celtics defense has been something special lately. Let's see, 48-32 at halftime. Celtics leading the Warriors. Holy smokes. That's unbelievable. Top scorers here. Paul Atkinson leading the way with 18 points for Notre Dame. 9 of 11 from the floor. They're shooting 54% tonight from the floor. Cormac Ryan up to 14 points. 12 points off the bench by Laszewski of Notre Dame. Rutgers top score 20 points by Kalen McConnell. 16 by Ron Harper Jr. Rutgers shooting 51% from the floor. It's been a great game. I think a lot of these games are going to be competitive. Let me know in the chat which game do you think is going to be the biggest blowout of the first round, because I'm having trouble finding it myself. I think all these games are going to be close competitive. I think Villanova over Delaware, I think that's probably going to be one of the biggest margins, is Villanova beating Delaware. But other than that, a lot of these games look like they're going to be close. Like, you would think that Purdue would crush Yale, but we'll see, because that's just a total mismatch as far as a size perspective there. Like, Texas Tech should be able to crush Montana State. You honestly don't know with these tournament games what could happen, though. So one shot coming up at the free throw line for Dane Goodwin. He's got 7 points tonight for Notre Dame. 6:08 left to go. Free throw is good. Notre Dame has flipped the script, up by 5. Strong showing here for Notre Dame. Yeah, that's probably going to be one of the biggest ones. Kentucky over St. Peter's. Duke over Cal State Fullerton. Cal State Fullerton just can't score. Under 6 minutes left to go. Rutgers with the ball, top of the key. Spots up, takes the 3. Missed around the rim and out. No good by Harper. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Mulcahy of Rutgers. It goes back to Notre Dame. Notre Dame up by 5, and they get the basketball. Notre Dame trying to put a mark here for the ACC to help out their cause in the bracket and get a big victory over a Big Ten school. Kalen McConnell has been held to just 2 points in the second half. No points off the bench, by the way, for Rutgers. 12 points off the bench for Notre Dame. Spaghetti Factory, welcome in. Longwood's going to win. I saw somebody post that during the last 5 years, a Power 5 conference team for the conference champion from the Power 5 conference has lost in the first round or the second round. That was a really high seed. Last year we had a couple. Illinois in the second round. Here's an open 3. Missed off the mark. No good by Laszewski. Rebound back to Rutgers. And Texas lost against Abilene Christian. A loose ball. Notre Dame called in the reach-in. Almost had the steal. And Blake Wesley's shoe fell off all the way in the backcourt as well, so he'll pick that up. Clock will stop with 5:17. Yeah, that'll be the one that wrecks everybody's bracket. Blake Wesley has struggled today. Tennessee with 2 young players, freshmen in the backcourt, Kennedy Chandler and Zakai Ziegler. They've been playing outstanding, but you get to the NCAA tournament, anything could happen, honestly. 5:15 left to go. Rutgers with the ball. That will be the game that wrecks everybody's bracket. Geo Baker dribbles up to the elbow. We be talking about Longwood forever. Down in the edge of the court, able to scoop it up. Wide open off the hustle play. Clifford Marui throws down the right-handed jam. That was a luck right there. Bounce that went for not the luck of the Irish, but the luck of Rutgers. 4:45 left to go. Drive and kick to the corner. Left baseline dribble. Wesley going backdoor. Couldn't store. Tipped around, deflected, and Wesley gets fouled. Contacted into. The clock will stop with 4:40. It's going to send Blake Wesley to the free throw line to shoot 2 for Notre Dame. Both of these teams with 6 personal fouls each in the second half. So 4:40 left to play. Blake Wesley top scorer of the season for Notre Dame. Big moment here at the free throw line. Fighting Irish just 4-9 in this game. Under 50% at the charity stripe. First one by Wesley, no good. To the front, to the back, and out. Only been held to 6 points tonight. Second shot by Wesley. No good. Missed the second one. Rutgers comes up with a defensive rebounds. Yeah, can only figure that jitters. Started to play a role in the freshman. Having a great season from South Bend. Notre Dame University. South Bend native. At the wing, pump fake. It is Ron Harper. Moves it out to McConnell. Over to the top to Geo Baker for Rutgers. 8 on the shot clock. Baker, crossover, dribbles, jumper, 18-footer straight away. Missed off the back rim, no good. Tipped off the glass. Battle for the loose ball. Tipped out of bounds by Notre Dame. It's Dane Goodwin, who last touched it out. 4:11 left to go. It's going to stay Rutgers basketball. Inbound will be underneath their hoop. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. What a game here. Hit me up in the chat who you got in this one, Notre Dame or Rutgers. Jumper, free throw circle, deep two, connecting. It's a 1-point game. Geo Baker hits it. I think that's going to be a really good game right there between Murray State and Kentucky. Murray State's got tournament experience with a couple of their players that played with John Morant 3 years ago. That's going to be no walk in the park for sure against Kentucky. It's going to come down to like one or two possessions, I think, in that game. As we're going to take a timeout. 4:06 left to go. 1-point lead for Notre Dame. Miku, welcome to the stream here. Taking Rutgers in this one. Scallywag going for Rutgers in this game. Paul Atkinson, top scorer for Notre Dame, yet to score in the second half. He's got 18. Cormac Ryan up to 14. 12 by Leszewski. And 4 players double figures for Rutgers. 20 by McConnell. 16 by Ron Harper Jr. 11 by Cliff Amarui. Along with 6 rebounds and 10 points by Geo Baker with 3 assists. Winner of this matchup will take on Alabama in the first round. That's the 11 versus 6 game. Brandon, welcome in, taking Notre Dame today. If anybody's interested before the brackets are locked in, feel free to join the Behind Your Basketball Bracket Challenge. That link is posted in the chat, pinned in the chat as well if anybody's interested. Brackets will lock around noon tomorrow before the first round starts at 12:15 between Colorado State and Michigan. I cover basketball games, play-by-play, college hoops, NBA streams as well on the channel. Ty, what's good? Welcome in, man. He's taking Rutgers in this one. Yeah, same with me. I took Bryant in that game. I missed out on that. Do I think Colorado State can win? I took Michigan close in that game. I think that's a toss-up. Michigan's got the size advantage, though, in that one. I think we might be looking at a buzzer beater tonight in this game. If so, watch out for Ron Harper Jr. in that moment, because he has been able to be big in that moment. Rutgers with NCAA tournament experience. Notre Dame, 7 seniors in the team, so they are experienced here. And trying to see if they can put together a run to save Mike Bray potentially another season, if they're able to go on some type of run like Oregon State did last year. That was crazy last year. Yeah, a lot of these games are flip or flop. This was one of them. There was no line for this game. It was even between these two teams. Oof, 1 point in 2 minutes. Yikes. Darius, welcome in here, bud. 4 minutes left to go. Rutgers has played 12 out of their last 15 games decided by single digits. Talk about a team that's battle-tested. They've got 8 victories against teams from the field. 3:45 left to play. Notre Dame with the ball, lob inside, have position. Leszewski gets fouled, and Rutgers can't believe it. Spaghetti Factory taking Akron there. That would be interesting. That's like another low-key 13 that nobody's talking about. Same as Longwood. Bryce taking Notre Dame by 2. And Longwood. Yep, that would shock the world. Everybody's brackets would get wrecked. Just going to see that time slot. Oh, yeah, I think that's in the same time slot as Oral Roberts against Ohio State from last year. Yeah, the 2:45 game on CBS. Everybody's bracket's going to be wrecked by 5 o'clock if that happens. That's the same time slot as Oral Roberts Ohio State from last year. That might happen, honestly. Because there's usually a conference winner that wins the championship that bows out in the first round. Every single year. It's happened for the last 5 years. First shot good at the line for Notre Dame. Second one is good by Leschewski. 3-point lead for the Fighting Irish. 3:42 left to go. Paul Atkinson checks back into the game. Dane Goodwin on the bench now for Notre Dame. Rutgers with the ball. Difference is just 2 more made shots by Notre Dame. 10 of 20 in the second half. Rutgers 8 of 20. Attacking right to the cup. That's good. Geo Baker with a right-handed layup. 3.5 left to go. 1-point game. Notre Dame with it. At the wing. They move it on top to Paul Atkinson. Outside to Cormac Ryan. Dribbles up to the top of the free throw circle. Leschewski hands it over to Hub. Hub at the wing for Notre Dame. Dribbles up. Passes out to the top. Atkinson backs his way. 5 in the shot clock. Low block. He's working on Amaru. He puts up the shot. Rattles in. Oh, man. They've got a couple of those luck of the Irish. Half an hour before St. Patrick's Day starts in the East Coast. 2:50 left to go. 67-64 Notre Dame. I took Rutgers. Rutgers with the ball. At the wing, it's Ron Harper. Moves on top to Geo Baker. Step back 3 in the air. For the tie, he hits it. Oh, this is great basketball here. 67-all with 2:30 left to play. Cold-blooded. Geo Baker off the step back. 7 ties, 9 lead changes. Notre Dame with a possession. Could come down to the final shot in this game. At the corner, Cormac Ryan dribbles up, passes on top to Atkinson. Atkinson towards his right around the perimeter. 12 in the shot clock, gives it out to the corner, Cormac Ryan. Towards his left, around the outside, working on Amaru. Bounce pass Atkinson, outside corner, 3 in the air, missed off the back rim. Offensive rebound, puts it up and through. Put back good for 2 by Nate Leschewski. 2 minutes left to go. Timeout taken on the floor. It's by Notre Dame. 2 timeouts remaining for the Fighting Irish, 1 by the Scarlet Knights. What a game. Missed 3, but the putback as Rutgers forgets to box out. Right place, right time. Nate Leschewski up and through with a putback for 2. What a night here. Notre Dame trying to prove a case about ACC this season. For these ACC teams trying to outplay what their tournament expectations were. Notre Dame got eliminated against the hottest team in all college basketball, Virginia Tech. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, hit that thumbs up here, and let me know who you guys got in this one here. Notre Dame or Rutgers going to come down to the final shot, possibly a buzzer beater. Watch out for Ron Harper Jr. in that instance. He's cold-blooded and he can deliver. Winner of this matchup will take on Alabama in 11 versus 6 game. And whoever wins this one certainly deserves it. They deserve it for sure. We've seen some incredible shot making in this matchup here. 54% by Notre Dame from the floor. 52% by Rutgers. The difference is 1 made shot. 28 shots made by Notre Dame. 29 shots made by Notre Dame. 28 by Rutgers. Yeah, Celtics defense is crushing it. 2 minutes left to go. Rutgers will have the ball coming out of the timeout. Geo Baker gets the inbounds. Baker dribbles past midcourt. 1:50 left to go. Baker at the top. Dribbles. Up to the free throw circle. Takes the jumper mid-range. He hits it. Think that's pretty solid there for Ty, honestly. 1:35 left to go. Notre Dame with the ball. Top of the key. Laszewski. Hands it off to Blake Wesley. Wesley edge of the logo. Picks up by Atkinson. Wesley dribbles, attacks, blocked by Amarui. It goes right back to Rutgers. Minute 20 left to go. 6-11, block 6-5. Rutgers with a chance now. Minute 15 left to play. They're going to slow it down. Geo Baker. And the game tied up at 69. Top of the key, Baker. Crossover. Step back three in the air. Missed off the rim. No good. Defensive rebound pulled down by Laszewski with 1 minute left to play. Notre Dame with the ball right back. They're going to dribble up and take a timeout. One timeout remaining for both of these teams. 69-69 with a minute left to go. Don't change the dial. Stay here as we got a good one. 1 year ago, we went into overtime. UCLA against Michigan State. No team choked a 14-point lead in this game and airballed a jumper with under 25 seconds left. But it went into overtime, and this game very well certainly can tonight. Metal Mario, thanks so much for joining in, bud. Winner of this matchup will take on Alabama 4:15 on Friday. What a great game. Multiple lead changes, multiple ties, top scores tonight. Paul Atkinson with 20 for Notre Dame, 14 by Cormac Ryan, 16 off the bench by Nate Laszewski. 4 players double figures for Rutgers, 20 points Caleb McConnell, 17 by Geo Baker, 16 by Ron Harper Jr., 11 by Cliff Omarui. We get back to action, 1 minute left to go, 69-69. Notre Dame gets the inbound, top of the key. It's Goodwin. Gives it out to his right to Prentice Hub. Hub dribbles towards the top. Hub attacks right down the lane. Missed the layup, no good with 40 seconds on the clock. Rutgers comes up with a defensive rebound. 35 seconds left to play. Rutgers with the ball, they're going to slow it down. 12-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Geo Baker, edge of the March Madness logo. 12 on the shot clock, 23 on the game clock for Baker. Baker towards his left, passes on top, open three. Ron Harper Jr. missed off the mark, battle for the rebound. Offensive rebound, Rutgers, new shot clock. They're going to take the final shot. 12 seconds left to go, shot clock turned off. Rutgers looking to win it, 10 seconds. Here we go. Baker, edge of the logo, 5 seconds. Baker, top of the key. Baker, crossover, dribbles, step back jumper. Missed it short. We're going into overtime. Geo Baker, so close as we're going into overtime. A step back deep two, 69-69. Incredible contest. Out at the elbow by Cormac Ryan to send it into overtime for Notre Dame's defense. Gotta make a pass right there if you're Rutgers. Geo Baker trying to do it all himself. You have to make a pass in that scenario. You got Ron Harper Jr., who knocked down a game winner against Purdue. Can't take it yourself for the final 20 seconds in that. Last year's overtime game, we had a double-digit seed walk into the Final Four. Do we have that this year? I predicted Rutgers in this one. What a game. Let's get that OT hype out in the chat. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. What a showing right here from the ACC for Notre Dame. Notre Dame proving why they're part of the bracket. Good to see ACC able to outplay some expectations in this game and not back down to the challenge as we're going to go to the start of OT in just a moment. Hit me up in the chat who you got in this one, Rutgers or Notre Dame. Great game. Man, this is incredible. Absolutely incredible. I think we're going to have more of these tomorrow. A lot more of these games tomorrow. teams going into overtime. Thanks so much for the thumbs up, Miko. Appreciate it, man. These two teams playing at a high level today. 53% shooting by Notre Dame, 51% by Rutgers. So we're going to have the tip here. Rutgers right to left in the court. Notre Dame left to right. Rutgers 80% at the free throw line, 4 of 5. Notre Dame left 6 points off the board, 6 of 12, 50% at the free throw line. Rutgers controls the tip to start things off. Top of the key, Mulcahy. Mulcahy dribbles up inside mid-range, takes the jumper, turnaround, missed off the front rim, and battle for the rebound. It's going to be a loose ball foul picked up by Rutgers. And that'll be team foul number 7. So Notre Dame heads to the bonus. And it's on Amarui. 4:43 left to go. Notre Dame will head to the bonus now for a 1-and-1 at the free throw line, where they have been dreadful today. 50%. 6 of 12 at the free throw line. Dane Goodwin, 85.5% free throw shooter, shooting 1-and-1 in the bonus. First shot by Goodwin, that's good. I get them losing to the Jackrabbits in the second round. Honestly, they might not even make it past Richmond, because Richmond's got 9 seniors. They're full of super seniors. Experience can win you the game right there if you're not careful with Iowa. Richmond could bust a lot of brackets if they're able to come through. Second one missed around the rim by Ryan. 4:35 left to go. Rutgers with the ball. Geo Baker, top of the key, dribbles towards his left. Moves it out into the hands to Ron Harper Jr. Pick gets set by Amarui. Harper towards his right, on the outside, 10 on the shot clock. Harper dribbles up, defended by Wesley. At the baseline, now double team. Harper bounce pass. Lob over the top. Oh my goodness! Paul Mulcahy throws it over the top to Amarui, and he punches it through. That's good, as Rutgers takes the 1-point lead. Cliff Amarui, oh man, with a huge punch down right there. Right-handed flush. 4 minutes left to go in overtime. Notre Dame with the ball. Inside the key, they move it outside to Goodwin. Goodwin pass it off to Hub. Hub dribbles into the key, now back out to the top. Hub, crossover, deep range 3, missed around the rim and out. It goes back to Rutgers with a defensive rebound. Kayla McConnell picks up the defensive board. 3:40 left to go. Rutgers will slow it down with Baker. Baker at the edge of the logo. Dribbles up, takes the jumper, step back 2, missed off the front rim, and Blake Wesley comes out with a defensive board for Notre Dame. 3.5 left to go. Notre Dame will take it up the court, and they're going to burn a timeout. So 1 timeout remaining from Mike Bray here. And the Fighting Irish, 3:23 remaining. Rutgers with 2 timeouts. That was incredible with Cliff Amarui on that jam. Massive dunk. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. You guys would like to be notified of future live streams I cover play-by-play basketball games here, college hoops, NBA on the channel. If anybody's interested, feel free to join the Behind Your Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is pinned in the chat. Mike Bray for Notre Dame, 25-13 record in overtime this season. Rutgers in the bonus, Notre Dame in the bonus. 8 fouls picked up by Rutgers in the second half. And Rutgers not in the bonus. They would need 1 more from Notre Dame. Notre Dame with 6 fouls in the second half. We're going to see a lot of these in the tournament, I feel like. Close games. So many teams evenly matched. All depends on who's able to come through, make the big-time shot, and who cracks under pressure. That's the big thing here. I'm glad this isn't one for the bracket as far as being a game to advance in the bracket, that this is just a playing game. Winner this one will take on Alabama, but this is a foreshadowing to multiple tournament games to come. Notre Dame with the ball, down by 1. 3:15 left to go, down low post, missed the shot, no good, tipped around. Rutgers comes out with a defensive rebound. 3 minutes remaining, Geo Baker will take it up the court. Slowing down tempo here for Rutgers. And Rutgers will burn a timeout with 3 minutes. What a matchup. 71-70 Rutgers. 3 minutes left to go. 1 timeout remaining by both of these teams. Yeah, I felt like the timeouts were taken way too soon. Still got another 3 minutes remaining. Another 3 minutes remaining in this game for both of these teams. Rutgers battled hard against Houston, who made it all the way to the Final Four last year, right down to the wire in that game. Rutgers beat Clemson in the first round, able to squeak it out. Lost second round 63-60 over Houston. Wow, Rutgers is looking to make history tonight for Rutgers. They have never won NCAA tournament games in back-to-back seasons for Rutgers. So they are looking to make history tonight. As we are 18 minutes away from St. Patrick's Day here, Notre Dame trying to go to the tournament to represent the ACC in the first round for the luck of the Irish, as we are 18 minutes away on the East Coast from St. Patrick's Day. Warren, what's good? Welcome to the stream, man. Philip, thanks so much for joining in, bud. 3 minutes left to play. 1 point lead for Rutgers. Rutgers will get the inbound. Geo Baker puts the ball into the hands to Ron Harper. Harper, edge of the logo, dribbles towards his left. Harper passes towards his left to McConnell. McConnell moves it towards his right to Baker. 5 in the shot clock, 2:45 left to go. Baker dribbles up, mid-block. Baker, tough shot, falling away. Oh, baby! Geo Baker off the turnaround, hand in the face, and he sticks it for 2. Unbelievable shot there, 2.5 left to go. Notre Dame outside, 3 for the tie. Missed off the front. Offensive rebound once again. Hub moves it out to Leszewski. Back over to Hub, 2:20 left to go. Hub towards his left. Working on Baker one-on-one. Hub dribbles. Dish to the wing. Here's a 3 for the tie. High arcing, they get it. Dane Goodwin hits the 3. It is tied up at 73. 2 minutes left to play. 9 ties, 10 lead changes. Biggest lead, Rutgers by 8. Geo Baker with the ball. On the outside, moves it towards his left. Ron Harper Jr. dribbles, attacks right down the paint. And we're going to have a foul. Blocking foul committed. Or no. Let's see right here. I think it was blocking foul at first. We're going to see. This might be offensive. If it's so, it's on Harper Jr. That would be Leszewski who takes the charge. Let's see, they had the floor cam up, so I couldn't see the official. Yeah, that's offensive. That's offensive right there. Offensive foul by Rutgers. Ball goes back to Notre Dame. Minute 45 left to go. Notre Dame has it. At the top of the key. Nate Leszewski. Lob, down, cutter, scores. Nate Leszewski for 2. Off the backdoor cut, up and in, off the glass. Notre Dame by 2. 1:30 left to go. 18 points by Leszewski. Rutgers with the ball. No spoilers if you guys are new in the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. Make sure to hit the thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Top of the free throw circle, Amarui. Gives it out to the wing to Baker. Baker, crossover. Dribbles inside, and we get a foul. Clock will stop with 1:12. It's going to be picked up on Cormac Ryan. Reaching in. So Rutgers going to get sent to the bonus. Yeah, this tournament's going to be incredible, man. I think we're going to see a lot of upsets tomorrow, too. 1-1 coming up for Rutgers. 1:12 left to go on the clock. 75% this season at the free throw line for Geo Baker. He's got 17 tonight. First one, missed off the back rim by Baker, tipped up, battle for the rebound. Baker gets his own rebound right back for Rutgers. 1:05 left to go. Passes on the outside to McConnell. Puts the ball into the hands of Baker. 1 minute left to go. Rutgers has it. 12 offensive rebounds by Rutgers, only 7 by Notre Dame. Under 1 minute left to play. Baker, crossover, top of the key, passes towards his left. Ron Harper, deep range three. Oh, open up the bank, baby. Ron Harper Jr. Bank. 19 points. Oh my goodness. Open up the big time bank. Cash money. Rutgers by 1. 35 seconds left to go. We'll see what Notre Dame has in store here. Crossover, dribbles, elbow, up and under move. Missed off the glass, battle for the tip. Couldn't get it. They had the rebound for a moment. They lost it, and Blake Wesley off of his shoe, out of bounds. It's a turnover by Notre Dame. 27.5 left to go. Blake Wesley off of his shoe, lost the ball at the baseline. It's going to be under review, though. Official review right now, whether it will be Rutgers ball. Ron Harper Jr., man. You want a player in the clutch, you take Ron Harper Jr. Ron Harper Jr. with a bank. That's clearly off the right shoe of Wesley. Out of bounds. Unbelievable game. This is being under review, but it looks clearly off the shoe of Blake Wesley. Turnover by Notre Dame with 27.5 left to go. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Thanks so much, everybody, for being a part of the stream. What a night between these two teams. It's not over just yet. Ron Harper Jr., time and time again, he has shown through the clutch these big-time shots and just banks one through for Rutgers. 27.5 seconds left. 27.5 seconds left to play. They looked at this one on the official review, and it will be Rutgers basketball. Rutgers ball with they're going to put a little bit more time on the clock. 28.2 for Rutgers. Both teams with 1 timeout remaining. .2 seconds left to go. It's going to be Mulcahy, the inbound passer, guarded by Leszewski in the backcourt of Rutgers at the baseline. 28.2 seconds left to play. Rutgers looking to inbound, seeing if something's open. Lob, deflected, and intercepted. Oh my goodness, taking it straight to the bucket. It is Cormac Ryan. Steal, scoop, score in the Rutgers backcourt. And Notre Dame with a lead by 1. 20 seconds left to play. Just the luck of the Irish, isn't it? And a timeout taken by Rutgers with 19 seconds left to go. They are on the timeouts, and we'll see what they draw up coming up. Rutgers botches the inbound pass. Too tall in the inbound in their own backcourt, close to their own hoop, and Notre Dame scoop and score and lay it up and in. Cormac Ryan, and the luck of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Will they keep on fighting to take on Alabama in the round of 64? Unbelievable game here. 19 seconds even on the clock. Rutgers will get the inbound coming up. What a night here between these two teams. Hit me up in the chat. Who do you got, Rutgers or Notre Dame? If you guys are new in the stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. I cover basketball games here, play-by-play, college hoops, also NBA games as well. I'm glad to have you guys find the stream. 77-76. Rutgers will get the inbound as we come out of the timeouts. 19 seconds left to go. Mulcahy, the inbound passer, once again just botched it. This time cleanly into the hands of Baker. 15 seconds left to go. Baker, top of the key. Missed the shot that sent it into overtime. Kicks it out to the wing. Wide open three for the lead. Splash. It's good. Paul Mulcahy of Rutgers with 8.6 seconds left to go. And a timeout. They're going to not call a timeout for Notre Dame. They got one timeout left if they want to burn one. They won't use one. Here they go. Chance to send it into 2 OT on the outside. Hub. Handoff. Dribbles. Attacks. Straight down the lane. Scores with 2.7 up and in off the backboard. That is good. 79-79. Half court heave. Here we go. And missed off the top of the glass. We're going into double overtime. Wow. Double OT, baby. Let's get that 2 OT hype out in the chat. Notre Dame taking it to the rim. The luck of the Irish going to roll past midnight with this game. When we turn into St. Patrick's Day. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable that we need more OT. Let's get that 2 OT hype out in the chat here. I haven't called a 2 overtime game in over a year. Unreal. What a start to the tournament, everybody. I have to change this to 2. Wow. We're going into double overtime, everyone. 5 minutes of double OT coming up after the timeout. March Madness at its finest. We got a great one tonight, 79 all. Both teams combining for 10 points each in the first overtime session. Caleb McConnell, 20 points, 10 rebounds for Rutgers, 19 points by Ron Harper Jr. He got a big bank to take the lead with under a minute left to go. 19 points by Geo Baker, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. 13 points by Cliff Omarui. By the way, no bench points for Rutgers tonight. 18 bench points by Notre Dame, all by Nate Laszewski. Top scorers, 20 points by Paul Atkinson for Notre Dame. 18 off the bench by Laszewski with 6 boards, top rebounder. 16 by Cormac Ryan, 12 by Dane Goodwin. We're going to push into past midnight on here, which the luck could be with the Irish if that happens. Unbelievable. The Master, welcome to the stream. 5 lead changes in that first overtime. Hit me up on the chat. Who do you got? Notre Dame or Rutgers? If you guys are new, let's see if we can get to 100 tonight. Hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Quick update. Next time Notre Dame gets fouled, they're going to go to the double bonus. Rutgers just in the bonus so far. As we get the ball tipped off, once again, the Rutgers will control the tip. Right to left in the floor for Rutgers. They have it at the wing, moves it out to the top to Omarui. Gives it towards his right into the hands to McConnell. Passes outside into the hands to Mulcahy. Mulcahy, 4:45 left to go. Backs his way. Inside the key. Working on Prentice Hub. Pump fake. Puts as he tried to put one up. Jump off underneath. Oh my goodness. Omarui punches it through. Right hand finish for 2. Rutgers with a 1-point lead. This is March, everybody. If you take vacations in March, I don't know why. Should never plan a vacation in March. March Madness is so important. 4:20 left to go. 5 more minutes till St. Patrick's Day on the East Coast. Does Notre Dame have it in their system here for the luck of the Irish to take on the Roll Tide of the round of 64? Oh man, they're finding success at the rim. Prentice Hub, dribble drive penetration, straight to the glass, scores up and in off the backboard. 4 minutes left to go. 52 points in the paint by Notre Dame. That is not usually their game. They're usually a perimeter shooting team. Getting to the rim tonight for the Fighting Irish. Finding ways to do so. 3:45 left to go. Pivot move. Blocked at the rim by Paul Atkinson. And Notre Dame comes up with a basketball. Huge transfer impact from Yale they got with Paul Atkinson out of the transfer portal. Cormac Ryan at the wing. 3.5 left to go. Passing on top to Atkinson. 7 seniors in this Notre Dame team. Isn't enough to win them a tournament game. We will see. Crossover. Blake Wesley spin. Right down the lane. He gets blocked. Gets the ball right back. Oh my goodness. Stepped on the baseline. It's out of bounds by Wesley. So close right there to scoring. That was an unbelievable spin move blow by. Just couldn't finish. Got rejected by the bottom part of the rim. And he had it. Oh no. Yeah, touched the baseline. Wow, 3:10 left to go. Rutgers with the ball. Top of the key, Geo Baker. That wasn't a good camera they just showed though about that. Baker, mid-range. Missed off the back rim. Notre Dame comes out with a defensive rebounds. Worries me that Rutgers has got no bench points and Notre Dame's got 18. Fatigue could set in and play its way. 2:50 on the clock. Notre Dame with the ball on the outside. Edge of the March Madness logo. Cormac Ryan moves out towards his left. Apprentice Hub. Hub open. 3. Takes one. Missed off the mark. The follow. Paul Atkinson with a two-handed follow-up jam. It's Notre Dame by 2 with 2:30 on the clock. Rutgers with the ball. 22 points by Paul Atkinson, 11 of 13 from the floor. Geo Baker dribbles up, kicks it out to the wing. Mulcahy with a 3, missed off the back rim. Notre Dame with a defensive rebound. Rutgers having a lot of trouble on some of these plays, boxing out and having a lot of trouble defending dribble drive penetration by Notre Dame. Top of the key, Paul Atkinson moves it out towards his right to Hub. 2 minutes left to go. Hub gives it outside to Cormac Ryan. Now at the top of the key off to Hub. Crossover. Hub around the perimeter. Step back 3 in the air straight away. Missed off the back rim, no good. Defensive rebound pulled down by Rutgers by Ron Harper Jr. Baker out to Harper. To the wing it goes. McConnell straights it right through. That's good for the 3 ball by Caleb McConnell, and Rutgers takes the lead. 84-83, minute 25 left to play. Notre Dame with the ball, backing their way one-on-one. Underneath the hoop, Atkinson, too easy in the paint. Oh man, talk about points in the paint tonight for Notre Dame, torching Rutgers in that fashion of the game right there. Paul Atkinson, 24 points. It's a lead change here. Notre Dame by 1. Unbelievable ball game. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Bet you see a buzzer beater tomorrow someplace somewhere in the tournament. Buzzer beaters, overtimes, this is March, Cinderella teams, upsets, you got it all, baby. March Madness at its finest, and this is just the playing game to start off. Last NCAA tournament game with multiple overtime periods. Round of 32, Texas A&M beat Northern Iowa. Remember that game. It was a 12-point lead with 47 seconds left to play that was blown, and the game went into overtime. Alex Caruso was on that Texas A&M team. It will be Rutgers basketball coming up with a minute 21 remaining. Two minutes left to go before St. Patrick's Day on the East Coast. Does Notre Dame have enough in their system to pull off the victory? They certainly got 18 bench points compared to Rutgers with 0. Just the foreshadowing, Celtics beating the Warriors 83-71 at the start of the fourth quarter. Here we go. Minute 20 left to play. Rutgers with the ball. Taking it up the court. Baker. Off to Harper. Lost the handle. Gets it back. Bounce past baseline. Out to the top. Pump fake. Open 3 straight away. Missed off the back rim. Offensive rebound Rutgers. Out to the corner. Ron Harper Jr. They're going to slow it down. 55 seconds left to go for Rutgers. Top of the key, Geo Baker. Dribbles up to the elbow, swings it out to the wing. Pump fake. McConnell launches a 3. Off the rim, no good. Offensive rebound, Amarui. Lost it. Notre Dame comes up with a steal. 43.5 left to go. Clock still rolling, and Rutgers picks up a reach-in. Reach-in followed by Mulcahy, and it's going to send Notre Dame into the double bonus. 41 seconds left. Notre Dame at the free throw line shooting 2. Poor fall right there, reaching in. in the backcourt by McKahey. Prentice Hub at the line shooting 2, 73% shooter. First one, good. It's Notre Dame by 2. Clock just struck midnight on the East Coast, St. Patrick's Day for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Just 8 of 15 at the free throw line, but out dominating points in the paint and points in the bench in this matchup. Second one at the line. That is good by Prentice Hub. 3-point lead for Notre Dame. Timeout taken on the floor by Mike Bray. They're out of timeouts for the Fighting Irish. 1 timeout remaining for Rutgers. 41 seconds left. What a game, everybody. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Winner in this matchup will take on Alabama. An 11 versus 6 game. Wow, this has been unbelievable. Well, Alabama's got a lot of tape on this today. Going into double OT, they got a bunch of tape on this game. Hit me up in the chat. Who do you got in this one tonight? Notre Dame or Rutgers? 41 seconds left to go. Do they have another big moment in them for Rutgers? Ron Harper Jr. with one with a bank. With under 25 seconds left to go in the first overtime. Here we go. Rutgers with the ball. 35 seconds left to play. Pass midcourt with Paul McKahey. At the wing. Moves it on top out to Geo Baker. 30 seconds left to go. Baker. At the top of the key. Picks up by Amarui towards his right. Hands it off to Harper. Deep range three for the tie. Holy smokes, he does it. Ron Harper Jr. ice cold in his veins. 22 seconds left. It's a tie game with 22 on the board for RHJ. 15 seconds left to play. Watch out for the dribble drive penetration to the cup. Notre Dame. 12 seconds left to go. Here we go. At the edge of the midcourt logo for the Fighting Irish. 5 seconds left to play for Notre Dame. Wesley towards his right. Dribbles. Attacks in the paint. Puts it up. No good. Atkinson with a follow. At the rim. He gets it with 1.4. Paul Atkinson from Yale. Dribbles. Midcourt shot. It is short. Game over. The luck of the Irish. They win it. Mike Bray breaks through for Notre Dame and they win the game 89-87. Blake Wesley missed it, but Atkinson with a putback and incredible. Paul Atkinson, the reason why you got him from Yale in big games like this, and he wins it for Notre Dame. Put back with under 2 seconds left to play. First ever NCAA tournament win since 2017 for the Irish as the clock strikes 4 minutes past midnight on St. Patrick's Day. Incredible finish. A statement made in the play-in by the ACC. Notre Dame winning a shootout tonight in 2 OT. This was a pick'em type of matchup on the line. An incredible game. Rutgers had no answers tonight to stop the dribble drive penetration by Notre Dame. No answers. No answers whatsoever for Rutgers tonight. And right there, Paul Atkinson able to get the putback with 1.4 seconds left to play. And it's these big moments. You got 7 seniors on the team for Notre Dame and doing something really, really special here. And the ACC is trying to prove you guys wrong in the tournament. I would watch out once again If you don't have Virginia Tech to the Sweet 16, I would think twice before locking in those brackets tomorrow at noontime. So Notre Dame will take on Alabama on Friday at 4:15. Incredible game between these two teams today. Before you do sign off, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. Guys would like to be notified. Tomorrow, I plan on being back tomorrow afternoon covering Providence against South Dakota State. That game will tip off at 12:45 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. For the next stream, I plan on covering 3 games tomorrow. UConn against New Mexico State, 6:50 Eastern. And Vermont against Arkansas later tomorrow night as well. So I plan on covering a triple header tomorrow for tournament games since I'm off from work. But man, everybody counted them out. They play in a weak conference, and guess what? The ACC, I think, is going to prove you wrong. And this Notre Dame team, it's finally the moment that they break through. Incredible moment for these 7 seniors on the roster here, as they played all the way through, took it all the way up until past midnight on St. Patrick's Day. And what a fitting moment for Notre Dame to win this game in double OT in this one. Before I do wrap up, going to close out to the channel members. If anybody's interested in becoming a channel member, it's as low as $1.99 per month to do so. Make sure to hit that thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. If you guys would like to be notified future live streams I do cover. Jason, Cindy, Rajeep, Old Ed Deuce, Brian, SG Sports Talk, Russell, D-Block, BP Greg, Oreo Pudding, Beto, Arohan, Mike, Mark, John, Jessica, Stephanie, Ahino Jose, Elkie and Gia Fernandi, Woody, Warren, I Am Ghost, Pamela, Keith, Isaiah, Manon Hayes, Barco, Dave, Rides of Steel, Kelly, Bruin, and CF. Thanks so much, y'all, for joining in tonight. Notre Dame moves on to the round of 64, taking on Alabama 89-87 in double OT. Thanks so much, guys, and enjoy the rest of your night.